They're the most unconvincing couple in the galaxy. One was assimilated as a child into the Borg Collective. The other is a disgraced Starfleet officer and a deadbeat mom who is also, wait for it, a drug addict living in a trailer in the desert by Vasquez Rocks. Hey, didn't Kirk fight the Gorn here? You know, cause remember the Gorn? Watch as Raffi and Seven try to get along.
Give me the tricorder.
Nag at climate change.
It's beginning.
Commit homicide. Ew. Steal a police car. And then see Raffi bring Seven coffee and Seven will ignore her.
You haven't touched your coffee. You never don't touch your coffee.
He let us up there on our first date.
Then they'll remind you that in 2024, interracial gay marriage is still a thing.
We just got engaged.
And when it's all over, see the least hot lesbian kiss in television history. Don't miss Jerry Ryan and Michelle Hurd in Karen and Karen. You know, don't think you're so special. I've seen hotter lesbians on television, and much hotter on Star Trek already.
Glue. Glue comes in all forms, shapes, and sizes. For centuries, it's had 1,000,001 uses. Unless you're an idiot who decides to glue his lips or other body parts together.
I glued my balls to my butthole again.
Whoa, that's a sticky situation.
Oh my god, what did I do?
And now, that'll have to be amputated. Now you have no lips or balls, and you'll have to drink through a straw or sit down to pee. Too bad. So remember, glue it, don't abuse it. This has been a public service announcement paid for by the committee to stop people from gluing their lips or other body parts together. Glue is not for use by actual gorillas or chimpanzees. And humans, don't put it in your f***ing hair.
Hey, wait a minute!
And I need you both to know I'll carry it everywhere I go.
This is the power of math, people!
Whoa, I think I just figured something out, Beavis. This sucks.
Yeah, me.
Sheer fucking hubris.
This sucks more than anything that has ever sucked before.
The black shield is the black shield. It comes down and it goes up. Black shield!
And you suck.
So, Obi-Wan! I kind of didn't hate it. I didn't hate it that much. And people are going to be mad because I didn't hate it that much. There's a little bit of a bait and switch, but I liked the bait and switch. And I'll tell you why when we get into it. Get into the spoilers.
Didn't hate it completely.
I think you hated it more than I did. I think you were more disappointed.
It.
He disliked it more than I did. I was very, very bored for the first 10 minutes until we got to something that I really, really wanted to see. 30 years ago, maybe? Maybe. I don't know if it's too little, too late. And then I kind of got irritated after a while.
Yes. Okay, yeah. This is going to be a spoilerific review.
Yeah, all spoilers, full spoilers, spoiler. Now.
All right, it's 10 years after the Order 66, after the Republic has fallen.
Uh-huh. Oh, we get a huge long backstory of previously on, and they show you everything from the stupid prequels.
Okay, they show you. Well, they show you the best bits, though. I mean, what led up to all this?
Well, are there any best bits of the prequels? Because they're so boring. Like, they're unwatchable to me. I don't know about you, but I find the prequels to be
There's parts of the prequels, and Jeff was right when he said it recently. He said there's parts of the prequels that are good. Parts. On the whole, they're not very good movies.
No.
The sequels are just all bad.
Yeah, the sequels are pretty much all bad. The prequels are just, like, mostly bad.
Yeah.
So
the lightsaber duels are good. You know, there's some...
Yeah, spoilers.
You get to see other planets. You get to see Coruscant.
And it's buffering. Of course it is. Yeah. I'm trying to pull up the one that I can just get to easily without commercials and stuff. So, I'll try the other server. Fine.
So, all right. It's 10 years after Order 66. Luke is on Tatooine.
I'm trying to get the server ready or better.
I'm trying to stretch.
No, it's fine. A long time ago. It does start off with a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away stuff. It's gonna buffer no matter what server I'm gonna be on this.
There's probably a lot of people watching it too. So.
Yeah, I imagine. So we get all of the backstory of and they even show you like the Amidala stuff. They show you the Vader.
I'm sorry, Natalie Portman is not a good actress.
Oh, Natalie Portman's awful. She's an awful actress. So here's where we start off, where they're executing Order 66. Okay, I'm like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool. I assume that they showed this all in the cartoons, though. I assume that they showed this all in the cartoons. So,
but you know,
10 years later,
you see one lightsaber after another going out.
Yoda kitty.
I will take the child and watch over him.
There's little baby Yoda, baby. Who's a good baby?
I don't like babies. I think they're gross. So I don't like kids anyway. And this is where it's getting to me with... This is another one of those stupid protect the kid shows. I didn't hate it, though, because I was curious about this particular kid that they're showing. Only because the 7-year-old girl that watched Star Wars when I was a 7-year-old girl wanted this then. However, I just, too much kids.
All right.
Too much kids. So they start with, like, the Lashana Lynch chick.
Discount Lashana Lynch,
So they're hunting a Jedi on Tatooine, because everything on the world happens on Tatooine.
This planet gets dragged into every conflict. It's like the Middle East. Jeez. Okay, so you know what, kind of an interesting idea. You know, all the Jedi probably weren't wiped out. There's probably a few of them here and there.
Well, the spoiler is that the premise of this is that Vader sends these people to look specifically for Obi-Wan because he knows that Obi-Wan is alive.
Yes.
Somehow.
Well, no, they're hunting Jedi, but Lashana Lynch over there, she's hunting specifically Obi-Wan.
Well, how does she know specifically Obi-Wan's alive?
That's a good question. They never really explained.
You're wasting your time, you know.
Yeah, and she's like a what? She's a Sith sort of Jedi something or other. Yeah. She's got Force powers and stuff. She is, I don't know. People are comparing her to the Michael Burnham. I don't see it. I don't see it. No,
if anything,
Michael Burnham started a mutiny, got her captain killed, and started a war that killed thousands and thousands of people.
Probably tens of millions.
Probably tens of millions of people. The Klingon War. This chick only ends up getting one person killed. That she ends up killing herself.
Yeah.
This guy, and she's like, "Oh, I'm a bad person. I'm a bad bitch."
And this guy is saying, the suntan man, Powder, whatever his name is. Powder. He's saying that, listen, you're obsessed with Obi-Wan.
Yeah, so she's obsessed with Obi-Wan. She's an Imperial Inquisitor. I don't care. I don't care.
Okay, but anyway.
All right, so if I'm supposed to know every single element of every single thing of Star Wars, then I just won't review it. Can we agree to that then? If I'm supposed to be an encyclopedia,
but that's okay. All right, let's just keep going. Okay, let's just keep going. So he's telling her to drop it.
So this white looking whatever the crap he is.
He's the 40-year-old white dude that everybody hates.
I don't know. Is he like an alien or something, or is he just in makeup? I don't even know.
He's an alien.
I don't even care. So she's like a Sith something or other because she's got like a red saber, right? Yeah. Right. This is how little I care about Star Wars and the prequels and the cartoons anymore.
So Nosferatu.
You know, I'm more of a Star Trek fan, and I can admit that.
So Nosferatu over here.
Yeah. So Powder is what does he do?
He's trying to draw a Jedi out.
Okay, he's trying to draw a Jedi out.
Okay, now.
Meanwhile, they're doing a meat packing thing for some big dead animal here. It's like a ginormous dinosaur thing where they're only getting a little bit of meat at a time.
Yeah, it's gonna go bad before they get.
Isn't this gonna go bad before they get it all? If it because they show Obi-Wan getting bussed to and from work. He works on this meat packing line, right? Which is fine.
Yeah.
He even steals a little for his little space camel.
That's kind of cool.
That's kind of cute. So he feeds his little spacey camel stuff.
Well, but it's more important. It shows that he's still a caring person.
Yeah.
He's not completely.
There's food for you. I stole. Good boy. You're a good boy. Oh, he's so cute. He's a good boy.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
It shows that he still cares deep down. You know, it's a save the cat moment, but still.
That's fine. I'd rather him save the cat. So apparently, this dude's breaking into his house to his cave. He's got a cave somewhere.
His man cave.
So this guy breaks into his cave to sell him stuff. So he's buying crap. Like he's buying a toy for young Luke and. And then he gets PTSD nightmares, and then that's kind of why, like this first half hour of the show is so it's very boring.
It's all it's doing is setting up to show him at his lowest point. It's another broken hero story. That's all they're doing. They're setting it up that Obi-Wan is at his lowest point.
Yeah, so he's all depressed and sad, and he's stalking Uncle Owen and Luke, and this is what we see in the commercials and the trailers. He's like, Luke wants to be this, so I'm going to give him a toy. I'm going to give him like a...
To encourage him,
Yeah, I'm going to encourage him because he wants to be a pilot. I'm going to give him a little X-Wing toy thingy.
Owen's like, no, we have to keep him safe here, go away. So that kind of sets up an interesting kind of dynamic.
Yeah, because Owen doesn't want him anywhere nearby. And then this dude comes along.
Okay, he's
like, hey, you're a Jedi. Come help me. Here's your lightsaber. Please help me and protect me. And Obi-Wan's like, nah, I don't want to protect you.
Grumpy says, nah.
Nah, I don't want to protect you.
You got the wrong guy. Again, he's given up. He's become hopeless. And now we go to Alderaan. And actually, this is probably the most interesting part is after this.
Yeah, this was really boring. I didn't like any of this at all. And we're a good, 20-some minutes. And then we get to Alderaan. Spoiler! Okay. Alderaan! I'm like,
look at Alderaan.
Oh! We see Alderaan. Oh! So 23, just skip the first 20 minutes. 20 minutes of just boring garbage. Then we see Alderaan.
Now, Alderaan is like a place you actually kind of want to live.
That's what I wanted to see. And I'm like, they're dressing the princess. They're dressing the princess. They're dressing the princess. They're dressing the princess. So, bait and switch. It's not about saving Luke. After all, it is about Princess Leia as a kid. A little Disney princess. We get baby Leia. Sort of. Oh, the little shoesies and the...
Okay, I have no problem with protecting Leia because,
I wanted to see Princess... I'm tired of Luke. He was so damn whiny. He was so annoying. I was never the biggest Luke Skywalker fan anyway. I thought he was kind of one of the weaker parts of Star Wars for me. Because you guys know me. I love Yodas. I love Baby Yodas. I love Porgs. I love Ewoks. I like the cute stuff in Star Wars. Yeah. I like that. I like Chewbacca. I like the cute stuff, right?
All right. Well,
it is really all about Leia. This is Leia's story.
Yeah, this is Leia's story.
This is Leia's story.
Yeah,
I think the Kathleen Kennedy realized that. I think that originally it was all about Luke. He had to go and save Luke from bounty hunters or something, because the whole premise is they're kidnapping one of the kids to lure him out of hiding so that they can kill Obi-Wan.
Yeah. We have to change it. We have to make it all about Leia because the Force is female.
Hey, there is nothing wrong with being a normie. There is nothing wrong with being a normie because you're not going to get $1 billion crapping dollars catering to a bunch of hardcore fans. Sorry, you're not. Sometimes you have to kind of cater to more of the casual normie fans. Sometimes. Not the stupid woke ones. All
right, well, anyway.
But yes, I can admit it. I liked what I liked about Star Wars. I've never said that I was that attached to Luke Skywalker.
My problem is...
And that's why I have such a huge problem with... While I go off my tangent here, sorry to interrupt. When people want me to have the exact same opinion as everybody else on the internet... No. I kind of am interested. I kind of... This is what got me. I'm like, oh, let's watch the next one. Because I wasn't going to watch them both. I was going to do one and then the next. And then I realized... This is about Princess Leia! Ah, okay. Don't eat all my cookie butter.
I'm not eating all your cookie butter.
Yes, you are.
I'm just having a sample. I like cookie butter.
But no, I and that's the thing. That, I'm so tired of people taking shots at quote-unquote fake geeks because they don't know an encyclopedic knowledge of everything about it. It's like, I'm sorry, if you don't want me watching the thing, then, you know what, they won't make as much if they don't have some of the casual normies who are like, hey, I can just watch this for the stuff I like. I can watch... And they still lose me when it's still really, really bad and garbage. Like, Rise of Skywalker was worse than The Last Jedi for me, because at least The Last Jedi had porgs. Last Jedi broke Star Wars.
Yeah.
It was a terrible movie. It didn't give me anything other than porgs. Oh, they gave me Yoda, though. I did like Yoda.
Yes.
But everything else was stupid, right?
All right. So they're getting.
However, if you don't take care of hardcore fanboys, yes and no. Yes and no. Here's the thing. The hardcore fanboys are gonna buy it anyway. They're gonna complain on the internet. They're gonna take it, and they're gonna complain on the internet for the most part, except for the case that Solo lost money. However, sometimes you do need some normies.
Okay. Well, all right.
Sometimes you do need a few normies.
All right. You know what? In business, you have what's called the 80-20 rule. 80% of your business comes from about 20% of your customers.
Yeah.
You know, even with that said, I mean, there a lot of the merchandise is geared toward the hardcore fanboys, but you know what? There is that space. You don't make $2 billion just by appealing to the hardcore fanboys. You gotta bring in the normies. You keep them on the treadmill. You know. And as there was this, I can't remember who it is. If you're not
there's a difference.
Your business, if you're not growing, you're shrinking.
There's a difference between gatekeeping the SJW people who want to change it versus the people like me who, for Star Wars, I can 1000% admit I am more of a casual Star Wars fan than I am something like Star Trek. Star Trek I really fucking like. Yeah, Star Trek I'm like, you're gonna keep making Star Trek, I'm gonna keep fucking talking about Star Trek. Star Wars I can kind of, like the Star Wars stuff, I don't care about the cartoons, I don't care about the animated stuff, I don't care about the video games, I don't care about the tie-ins. When you do like the movies and then the live action TV shows, that's when I can kind of come in and be like, okay. I still have a love for them. I still have a love for Star Wars. But this elitist attitude that I'm seeing floating around the internet, I'm seeing somebody that I get I don't want to get too much. Somebody's going around Twitter getting really triggered by quote unquote fake fans. That is not a way to keep these franchises at $1 billion. You still need to kind of keep the normies on your side. Because if you're going to treat the normies and the casuals like the Reylos, all right, like the SJWs, I didn't want to come in and change anything with Star Wars. I like Star Wars the way it was. In the 80s anyway, in the 70s and 80s. I liked the 70s and 80s Star Wars the way it was. And the fact that they had to change it and break it to cater more towards a certain demographic, that was insulting. That really hurt me. I don't think this is changing anything to cater, because this is an established character that I already give a crap about. This isn't like making it a Mary Ray Sue Palpatine. This isn't like making it like making it all about how Rey takes over. This is Princess fucking Leia. Actually, this isn't Princess Leia. We'll see that in a second. We figure out that her mom goes over and she's like, oh, nope, it's some white alien kid.
Hello.
I swapped with your daughter.
Hello, Mama.
Hello. So we see real Princess Leia running through the park, and she's got a cute little pet droid, and it's so cute. So this part I really, really like. So we got little Princess Leia in the trees in Alderaan. This part I liked. This part I wanted to see. I wanted to know more about. I wanted to know more about what Princess Leia's life was like. Because we already know stupid Tatooine. We've seen Tatooine done to death. I'm so sick of Tatooine and deserts and sand.
Yeah, I mean, for a universe and for a galaxy that's supposed to be so big, we keep seeing the same couple planets.
Yeah, I know. It just makes it seem very small to have like the same 5 people over and over again in the galaxy. So the fact that, like, for me, as a normie Star Wars fan that was a little kid in the 80s, I liked seeing little Princess Leia. She's such a Disney princess thing, but for crying out loud, I enjoyed this.
More tattoos, less Tatooine, yeah.
I am sick of Tatooine too. I don't even like tattoos.
Okay, so, all right. So
I like Star Wars before it became A New Hope. That too. Yeah, I liked it when it was just called Star Wars. But I liked Empire and Return of the Jedi more. Because Yoda and Ewoks for sure with Jedi, but yeah, like this stuff.
Come along, young lady.
Yeah, so she's So wise, so sharp.
Yeah, almost too
She is way too smart for her age. This is my kind of issue with Princess Leia. They make her exactly the way she is as an adult.
Yeah, they write her as an adult in a 10-year-old body.
You know, like she's wise beyond her years, but then she's too wise beyond her years. That's part of this. Any Jawas babbling nonsense. There was one of them.
One.
Yeah, there was one. So then we go back and we see this again with the meatpacking plant. Now, here's where I started to think that maybe this was just padded out. Like, so much of this, they could have shown this once.
Yeah.
The fact that they showed it twice seems to me like they added an extra scene of this. Oh, let's just use the outtake scene from the meatpacking plant, so we can show that he stole some for his little pet camel dude or whatever again. And,
yeah, which is kind of cool.
Oh, and there's like a scene here in one of the meatpacking things where you think he's gonna stand up for like the workers' rights, but then he doesn't.
Oh, dude, yeah, you screwing me out of my pay.
You're screwing me out of my pay, and he doesn't actually. Like, you want him to go up to the supervisor and be like,
hey,
you'll pay him his fair share. You'll pay him his fair wage. And he doesn't, and it drives me nuts. It's like, use your fucking Jedi shit on this guy, mother. Oh, no. So I mean, they're establishing him as this broken hero, and I hate that. I hate broken heroes. I really, really hate broken hero tropes because it's so done to death and it's so overused. And it would make a lot more sense to me if they're hunting him on tattoo crapping weed if he used his powers, his abilities, his Jedi stuff, if he used his Force stuff.
You can still lay low and just, you know.
And the fact that he doesn't, it's like, well, how would they even know that there's a Jedi there then?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought Disney bought Marvel and Lucasfilm because they had so many Disney princess properties and they were trying to get more male. Yes, that is true. That is true. You lose. They figured they lose boys at around 9, and so
Princess Leia is literally canon.
Yeah, I know it's canon, but they.
So you're gonna have people probably triggered that it's all about Leia, and I'm like, no, I want to see.
But anyway, so they bought these 2 properties saying we need something for a male audience. And they got it. And then what did they start doing? They start changing it immediately. Yeah, go figure.
I know. That was stupid.
We need more girls to be into Star Wars.
We already were. Shut up, Kathy.
No, I will not shut up. There are no men working these cameras.
That's because they weigh 300 pounds. Like, oh my god, I don't want to lift a camera. Can I do in makeup or like wardrobe?
No,
or...
you have to perform.
Can I do like puppets? Can I like puppet a little Yoda? They're so cute.
No.
Well then, I don't want to be a producer anymore. I don't want to be in Hollywood.
Don't you know I have to go home to Frank and his 21-year-old Swedish masseuse every night? Can't you give me this one thing?
Except that wasn't Leia. Yeah, that's Princess Leia. Well, one of them wasn't. The other one is. So here's the thing.
There's Uncle Owen.
Uncle Owen.
Same actor.
Did I say Uncle Ben? I said Uncle Owen.
Same actor.
Yeah, they got the same actor back, which is nice. I don't know. Did they get the wife back?
We haven't seen.
We haven't seen her yet.
So okay, leave him alone. Leave Luke alone. Whoa, he has to be trained. No. You're the reason why everything went to poop.
And he's like, yeah, get the crap out.
So
Go
leave
away.
him alone. Don't.
No.
And then these Spaceballs come along.
It is way too hot to be wearing black in the desert.
Isn't it? Because I'm hot right now. It's like 90 degrees here with just the computers going. Why does she look so much like Lashana Lynch? That's the other thing. She looks so much like Lashana Lynch. She's like, is there a Jedi here? This is like such a Mel Brooks, Warner Brothers, over-the-top villain. This is my issue with this character, all right? She comes along and is like... She's like a Mel Brooks villain, isn't she?
Yeah, she's almost like... She had a mustache, she'd be twirling it.
Yeah, she's like so mustache twirling.
Almost like a Harvey Korman kind of, like Harvey Korman played the bad guys and whatever it was.
Yeah, she's like a Harvey Korman level of a bad guy. She's like, I will kill any Jedi. She doesn't even have an accent. She doesn't have a cool accent. So yeah. my fake accent.
The Grand Inquisitor Torquemada. Torquemada knows no mercy. You can't talk about anything.
She's like, I will threaten to cuddle. Like, you don't like the Jedi. Oh, tell me where he is. Tell me where he is. He's like, I don't like Jedi. What the crap are you talking about? So I kind of relate to him, and I'm like, you know what? I don't just stop attacking me for association with people that I don't like and don't care about and don't want to listen to. For crying out loud, it gets old, doesn't it? Stop attacking me for affiliation already, lady. I will just talk. He's right over there.
I'm sorry, but she actually looks far better than Lashana Lynch. Nah,
she has less of an overbite, but yeah, she looks very similar to, like, very same shape of face.
A lot of the same facial features.
That's 10 years looking for
So she's entered into good. She's entered good at the end. Oh.
She's entered good at the end. I don't know.
Wow.
So she's like this over-the-top mustache twirling sort of villain, and she's like, yeah. He's like, I don't want anything to do with the Jedi. No, I don't want anything to do with these assholes. They have ruined the galaxy. They've ruined my life. They can go to hell. They can go to the wood chipper for all we care. Because we don't care. So she's like, hey, I will kill this farmer then if you guys don't talk about the Jedi. If you don't tell us where the Jedi are, I will murder this farmer. She doesn't have that accent.
You got a Jedi on that farm too?
She talks like she should be delivering dialogue in like Boys in the Hood or something instead of, a Star Wars movie. I thought they were all supposed to be British. So I'm imagining her as British.
I think she is actually British.
Why isn't she speaking all Britishy then?
Well,
why should I believe you?
I don't know. I think this actress is actually British, just so that they could deliberately underpay her.
Just so they can underpay her.
No,
well, they're already using her as a diversity shield. They're already blaming everybody that has anything bad to say about her, the character, or the show in general on racism. When I'm like, I don't care. I'm just wondering where a British accent is, because everybody in Star Wars is from British land.
Well,
for some reason.
Do you ever notice in all the old movies, every from ancient Rome has a British accent?
Tell me where the Jedi is, or this
Tell me where the Jedi is.
This man and his family dies.
Can I say holy mackerel?
No, because that's racist.
Oh.
No, because that's
Tell
racist.
me where the Jedi is. Yo, where the Jedi at, people?
Where the Jedi be? No. And then this guy sounds over the top Asian.
Is that Wong from Doctor Strange? I mean,
possibly. Well, this guy's very Asian with the very Asian inspired head thing.
Yes, because it's so the galaxy is so inclusive, so diverse that they have to lean into.
She literally said, "So I like my version of her better. Tell me where the Jedi are, or else I will murder this farmer." I like my version better. They make her a dumb Sith or something. So she's like an inquisitor. She's an inquisiting person. Alderaan! Look how cool Alderaan looks! I like this.
And you get to see
it's like Switzerland. It's like Switzerland or Skyrim.
Skyrim?
It's so pretty. Look how nice Alderaan is.
Idyllic. It's an idyllic kind of planet,
And then that makes it blowing up even more sad.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they spent a lot of time and energy, and I'm like, oh god, shut up, Tatooine. I'm so tired of Tatooine. Luckily, next episode, we get off of tattoo crapping. Wayne! Where's the Jedi? Where the Jedi be?
If she talked like that, Kate Mulgrew was her acting coach inspiration.
Yeah, she's not a very good actress either. I could agree to that. She's not a very good actress. She's very over the top. She's very... people are comparing her to Michael Burnham. She's not ruining the show. Trust me. She's just stupid and incompetent. I don't know if the leaks are going to be true and she's going to end up turning, because already the leaks aren't true, because it's not, it's not Luke Skywalker getting murdered unless they put that in at the very, very tail end. Because I thought this was supposed to be Obi-Wan protecting Luke Skywalker, according to those leaks and rumors that... Was that what the leaks and rumors were? That it was supposed to be Luke Skywalker?
It was too similar to The Mandalorian.
So it's supposed to be protecting a young Luke Skywalker, right? Yeah, she's trying too hard.
Let me see.
Give her time. She might still rally and ruin the show all by herself. It's not her. It's not her doing it, though. So who's this? Oh, this is like the cousins. This is Leia's other family from her adopted... Oh, yeah, Jimmy Smits is back. We're like, oh, Jimmy Smits is back. That's cool. Yeah, I haven't seen him in forever. Jimmy Smits. Oh, and the thing I really hate about the actress who plays the Reva character is that she said like, gee, how is it that people, can have all these aliens and then there's no people of color? And I'm like, you've never watched Star Wars, lady. That race-based shit is beneath you, and it's beneath me to respond to.
I have Screen Rant up. It says according to THR, as anonymous sources, Ray Park was supposed to be returning as Darth Maul, and Obi-Wan was supposed to protect Luke from him. But they thought it was too similar to
Mandalorian. Yeah. And Darth Maul, let's face it, I don't care about Darth Maul. I don't care about him. Him coming back in Solo because he was in the cartoons was just dumb.
Oh, the pirates.
That's what I said. Don't encourage her.
All right.
Yeah, so Leia's like way wise beyond her years. She's like, I know everything about you, and I'm going to size you up in 2 seconds. So she's got to meet her cousins, and she's got to be polite to her cousins from her adoptive mother's side. And she's very... She's very old for her age here.
Oh, she's American, this Moses Ingram lady.
Oh, she is Moses
She's 29 years old from Baltimore, Maryland.
Well, she should do a British accent. That would make her sound more Star Wars-y.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
I'm sorry. Carrie Fisher put on a British accent. But I know that they explained it away as, oh, well, we speak this way for the more proper stuff. Yes, but all the baddies had British accents. For crying out loud. I mean,
or you couldn't find a British actress?
Yeah, you couldn't find a British actress. No, all the baddies always were British in Star Wars, weren't they? Am I making that up?
No, you're not. No.
All of the Empire,
except for a couple guys.
Paul Bettany was British.
Paul Bettany was British.
Even in Solo.
Well, like I said, except for a couple guys, the guy that Vader choked at the beginning, he was very clearly American.
A Baltimorean like me. Oh, okay. So I kind of wish she was. Maybe she should have been Lashana Lynch. I think Lashana Lynch should have been in this. She's got the accent. Should we
get to ruin Star Wars, Marvel, and James Bond?
But Reva doesn't even ruin it that much. She's so barely even important in this. This is like so much more Princess Leia and Obi-Wan.
Darth Maul is British, Senior Sticks. Yeah, Darth Maul, Ray Park.
Yeah, Ray Park's British. Everybody's like all the baddies should be British.
Ray Park was probably one of the greatest stuntmen in Hollywood.
Thank your droids.
So her cousin's all chastising her for her thanking her droids.
It's good manners.
You don't need manners when you're talking to a lower life form.
Then I guess I don't need manners when I'm talking to you.
Ooh.
That I like. That's so cute.
That is actually.
I like that. That's such a Leia line. I mean, this is the woman, or well, she will become the woman who gives us the scruffy-looking nerf herder lines and all that stuff. Like, Leia was always a little bit of a spitfire.
Yeah, but
they overdo it quite a bit, though, by giving her sizing up absolutely every situation and every little thing. However, she would be extraordinarily educated and wise beyond her years because she has to lead a planet,
yes,
because she's getting ready.
Senator.
Yeah, because she's getting into the political crap, so...
You know the difference between you and me, cousin?
She's better than you because she doesn't die on Alderaan?
I know things. You know, my father says they never let you leave this planet.
So he's teasing her now. This is where he gets to tease her. He's like, yeah, you aren't even a real Organa. Rumor has it, because they haven't even really told people about her other than like some of the immediate family. They're kind of keeping her a secret, but not really. But they're doing that to protect her from, you know who, daddy issues there. So they're gonna protect her from daddy.
Yeah.
And, which is probably for the best. However, they clearly knows he has a daughter. So this kind of ruins well, why the hell does he wait until she's an adult to kidnap her then? I mean, for crying out loud. Like, if he knows that Obi-Wan's there protecting Luke and Leia now, because the freaking not Lashana Lynch character goes out. But did I miss that? Did I miss that part? Did they set that up where she went off on her own then to...
No, we're gonna get...
Okay, that's in the next episode. But it's like, wait a minute, how... So this is something like I can enjoy it as somebody if I don't ask too many questions.
Yeah.
But once you start paying attention, you're like, wait a minute, didn't this, and wait a minute, didn't that. So for the people who are much bigger Star Wars fans than me, who are going to know every single detail and memorize these movies, they're going to pick out way more inconsistencies than I am. They're going to have a way bigger problem with this.
Well, okay, listen, right now it's adding to the canon.
They say Daddy Issues doesn't know he has twins. Okay, so he doesn't know he has twins right now. But how does she know to kidnap this chick to bring Obi-Wan out of hiding?
That's actually, that is actually...
Because the whole... Did she just find out and not tell Vader?
The only thing I can figure out is that she knows he was tied to Obi-Wan during the Clone Wars.
Okay, and they saw Kenobi and Maul fight again in Rebels. Yeah.
Well, where's Rebels in this timeline?
I don't know. I think a little bit before this. Or...
Is Hayden Christensen's show? Not yet.
Very end of the next episode.
Okay,
Yeah.
Revenge in the Netherrealm. Okay. Time to drive these space cruisers through plot holes.
Yeah, so there's a lot of plot holes. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't make any sense.
Okay, but this is a nice little moment.
Yeah, Jimmy Smits makes her apologize.
Probably be one of the best.
Yeah, she doesn't want to be a senator. But he basically says, "Well, you kind of have to apologize, but I'm not wrong." And he's a dick. And he's like, "Yes, but you still have to be civil and polite and gracious, and you're gonna be a senator. I don't want to be a senator. Well, that means you're gonna be the best one out there, probably one of the best, because you." Yeah, that was another thing that never really made sense. It's like, okay, so...
The idea is that she knows there's more to life than being senator.
Yeah, so she knows there's more to life than just being, a leader. But he does still... He's like, okay, well, you're going to apologize. She's like, yes, Father. And then she runs away again.
But then he's like, yeah, but he says, you know what, you're right. He's a jerk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right, he is a jerk.
This is a nice kind of father-daughter moment.
Mm-hmm. So he's like, yeah, now go downstairs and apologize now that we've had a talk. And then she defies him anyway. So then she runs away anyway.
She runs off. Okay.
So she runs into the woods.
And who does she run into?
Fucking Flea! Fucking Flea!
Maybe you should just...
I know. Well, I'll do from here. But let's see it from the other side.
These guys.
They're chasing her.
Then chase.
Now, we would... I don't want to say. I don't want to...
Like you said, it's Flea.
Yeah, it's literally Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Nobody else is available?
Fucking Flea!
Flea's kind of an ugly dude.
Okay, so he's probably a huge Star Wars fan. All right.
I'll give him that. He's really only in one episode.
Yeah, he's in the next one too, a little bit. All right, so he's fine as an actor. It's
where's the rest of the band? They're filling in for Max Reba, whatever it is.
Yeah, Needles. So Needles from Back to the Future shows up to cause Marty to have a wreck.
Yeah, the guy who got Marty McFly fired.
Yep. It's like fucking Flea. Now he's kidnapping Princess Leia, gets Marty McFly fired. What else is he gonna do? Oh, I'm sure he loves it. Like that's not a dig at Flea. It's just like he said. Then he kidnaps her. Then he kidnaps Princess Leia.
The rest of the band has standards. Well, my not for nothing. Okay, side story.
I'm sure he's like he's like I got to be in Star Wars. I do too.
Yeah. Well, Flea, he's about that age. But I thought he was an old man even when he was young. Okay, now interesting little side story about my history with the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I have a friend of mine who lived in California for back in the late 80s, early 90s, and he talked about the Red Hot Chili Peppers all the time because they were huge out there before they were east. So Mother's Milk comes out. Oh, yeah, great! Gotta listen to this album. It's so great, it's great. I buy it. I listen to it. I said, this is the biggest pile of garbage I've ever heard. I was back at the store 45 minutes later trading it in. It has the single quickest turnaround time for me on a CD ever that I ever bought.
I never bought one of theirs. I never liked them.
Well, you're far more fortunate than I am.
It's like Faith No More was doing such better music. Well, the best thing the Red Hot Chili Peppers ever made was the riff from that Crazy Town song.
Oh yeah. Gum gum my lady, gum gum my lady.
That was the best thing. Was they sampled like a Red Hot Chili Peppers live outtake from something.
Yeah, I mean, this is like not Crispin Glover. Somebody says.
Yeah, not Crispin Glover. Flea kidnaps Princess Leia.
Okay, so
and then Obi-Wan gets a hologram from Jimmy Smits. So yeah. And he's like, "You gotta help her, though." He's like, "I don't want to help anybody, but I gotta save Luke."
I'm just a 40-year-old white man, white dude. What can I do?
I gotta chop up this mega beast before it goes bad in the desert sun, in an hour.
I have a job in a cave. I mean, it's.
Well, what happened to Space Camel, though?
I can't miss my payments.
Yeah, he's got to pay for that cave off on the side of town. So.
Hey, love. Faith No More. She's
Oh yeah, Faith No More is good. That's like Mr. Bungle quite a bit too. Anyway, side note. This, yeah, he's like, no, I don't want to go. I gotta protect Luke, even though his uncle wants nothing to do with me. If something happens to Luke, it's like, yeah, but Leia's just as important, But Leia's just as crapping important, So Jimmy Smits like guilts him, and then he finally goes in and he gets his little game gear. And he gets his little
game gear. That's an incoming trailer.
Yeah, he's got his little game gear there that he's playing with, and he gets a phone call from Jimmy Smits, and Jimmy Smits is like, "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're our only hope." And then
is that AOC he's married to?
I don't know who she is. She's so familiar. Who is she? I don't know, but she looks so familiar. I just can't place her. So they've got Princess Leia kidnapped on the ship with Flea.
Oh yeah, as far as the rest of the galaxy is concerned, that's a good point. Leia is the kid of a senator of Senator Organa. That's reason enough to kidnap her. Yeah, that's actually That's actually a pretty good point.
Yeah, that was reason enough. But she knew though. But not Lashana Lynch knew.
Obi-Wan, the badass meat slicing man.
That's his stupid job. He's like, yeah, I don't want to do this. So he flat out refused. And he goes back to work the next day. And he gets all depressed. Like, how far away is he? Is he parked from the
meat.
Because that giant freaking space sand monster thing.
What is it? It's just a thing in a desert.
It's like a giant space shark thingy. It's one of those. What do you guys know? Tuna. You guys know more than me.
That's the space tuna. I don't know.
It's Deanna Troi. She's better looking than Deanna Troi.
Okay, so now the Jedi guy.
The Jedi that he was asking, hey, help me. And then Obi-Wan's like, no. Well, he got killed, so they found him.
And they hung him in the town square.
To be like, see, Jedi beware.
Except they didn't actually hang him.
They just kind of suspended him from...
Good word.
Yeah, from his... Yeah, instead of like hanging him. It might have been too graphic or something.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh shit, I got this guy killed because I didn't protect him. Because Obi-Wan's even there. He's like, I don't know if I can protect anyone. I don't know if I can get it up anymore. I haven't used my lightsaber in years. But Tish. So he's like having some lightsaber dysfunction issues and stuff, and he's having some confidence issues. Some Jedi dysfunction. You're gonna have to add that. Write that down.
Jedi dysfunction.
Watch him experience a Jedi dysfunction disorder. I haven't used my lightsaber in years. Something. You'll have to find it. Write that down. It's funny.
Well, okay, well, I need a pad.
They're out there. Go grab it. I'll keep going. And so they pull the Last Jedi. Luke on him. Yes, a little bit for about half of the episode. Okay, it gets better. He comes better. Like, this is full spoilers. Crate dragon. Okay, it's a crate dragon. I don't know crap about the ins and outs of the inner workings of the Star Wars universe. I will be way better when we start talking about the Gorn at the end of this.
It's a gigantic animal. That's all you need.
And I got so depressed. I always get bad news right before I start the stream. So now I gotta buy a washer and dryer. Because the place I'm moving to doesn't have one. It's just got hookups. I'm so depressed. And all these freaking money issues that are like money's in limbo here and there. And everything's pushed back from everything that's coming in. Jedi dysfunction order. If you're still glowing after 10 years, find a doctor or a new guru. So I'm so depressed by it.
Alright, so he
finally realizes, yeah, I should probably do that. Who's this one coming to him?
It's Jimmy Smits.
Oh, is that Jimmy Smits coming back? So Jimmy Smits comes personally to him to beg him, please, go find her. She's just as important.
There is no one I trust more with my child than you.
Snap out of it, will ya?
Yeah. Snap out of it. She's just as important as Luke Skywalker, for crying out loud.
Why does it look like Fred Flintstone?
Him? Yeah. Or Jimmy Smits?
Not him.
I don't know.
Jimmy Smits.
I don't know.
Jimmy Smits still looks pretty good for his age.
Last fight.
He's got to be in his 60s, maybe?
Yeah, I really like Jimmy Smits in this. I like that he brought him back. I like that they, I like this part of it. Obi-Wan's thinking is that he taps into the Force. That'll alert the usual suspects that he's there, right? So Flea breaks her little droid.
That's mean.
Flea breaks her droid, and I don't like him because it can kind of help her get out, but Flea's like, nope, I don't want to see him break the droid. Droid lives matter. Droid lives matter. Poor little droid.
So Jimmy Smits knew exactly where Obi-Wan was hiding on Tatooine, apparently.
Break the droid. Fuck you, Flea.
Flea's a dick.
Flea's a dick. At least he gets killed. Spoiler. Here's the Space Camel. Mr. Spacey Camel.
So he knows the exact spot.
He used his GPS, all right?
His Force GPS.
He used his Force GPS. Did you write that part down? He uses his Force GPS.
And the more we add...
The more we add. Well, that's fine. That's fine. I gotta go back and unpack all my boxes and figure out more stuff to get rid of. Because I want to try and at least save $600 off the move. So if I stop bringing stuff, if I don't bring things, like DVDs and collectibles and stuff... I keep tangling my hair, so I keep having to brush it. I'm sorry. Obi-Wan must be emasculated. We can't have anything with a white male who's in any way effective at anything. He gets better, though. He does get better. Slowly.
If the show is called Obi-Wan, it's kind of difficult to make him not the hero.
I know.
But they'll find a way.
It's a huge space camel. He's a huge space camel. So yeah, he finds exactly where the thing is and he digs it up because he used his Force. The Force also acts like a divining rod. You can just kind of go, oh, here's a lightsaber. So he digs it up out of the ground, and that's what his and Anakin's probably. I keep skipping over it. I think it wasn't his. There's two of them, right?
I think
there's his and Anakin's.
Yeah, his and Anakin's.
You think? I don't remember. He took
Anakin's.
Yeah, there you go. They cut over. Yeah, he took his.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. There they are.
His and Anakin's, yeah.
Okay. Why not use a blaster? He does use a blaster in the next episode.
It's so uncivilized, that's why.
Yeah, but he does. Jimmy Smits is 66. Wow. So she's like.
God, she's
so
not attractive at all.
What does she do to Flea?
She hired Flea to kidnap.
She hired Flea to kidnap Princess Leia. Does she know that Princess Leia is Vader's kid?
Probably not.
Or okay, so that's just coincidence.
I think she knows that Jimmy Smits, he has ties to Vader. I think that's listen, if we kidnap his daughter, he's gonna come rescue her.
Yeah. That's probably true.
Growing up, there was something everyone could find in Star Wars. Archetypes are timeless. This is not for everyone. It's hand-picked, force-fed ideology. Yeah.
But I don't know what ideology they're trying to say with this, though.
Well, like I said, I'm just tired of the broken hero trope.
He's not broken for the whole thing, though.
I know,
that's the thing. It's like only half of the thing, and he redeems himself. Mm-hmm. In the next episode. Yeah. Who's this? Oh, this is where he gets passage.
Okay,
is this where this one ends? Oh, yeah. He ends with him getting passage onto the...
He's taking the bus to...
He takes the bus. He takes the midnight train going anywhere.
And Greedo's gone. Greedo's kaput.
Greedo. Well, Greedo would have been...
Greedo's still slumped over the table in the cantina.
Well, no, because Han Solo will be a little kid right now, and Greedo was a little kid in the first thing. So Greedo's off.
That's like a Greedo.
Oh, yeah, that's not Greedo. That's the Greedo alien. Okay.
Yeah, the same alien species or whatever.
Sounds like writing it could have been. Okay, well, this really feels like a stretch. Like, this is a 52-minute first episode.
Where's Boba? Who knows?
Which should only been like 20 minutes. Like, this I can see being a 3.5-hour movie of like 20, 40, 60. you know, or maybe like a 2-hour movie.
A lot of this now. Listen,
but it's really stretched a lot.
Now looking back on it
really
now,
stretched
after
a lot.
we see the second time, a lot of this does feel like it was rewritten.
Yeah, a lot of this feels like rewrites, stretching it out. A lot of this, like there's some cool shots. Like there's a cool shot. That's a cool shot when they land here.
Yeah, that is actually a cool shot.
There's some cool stuff in this. There's some like, ooh, she whips out the saber and she's like forced it. There's a lot of cool stuff. Unless you're looking for this to be, something like it's a black woman, there's really no reason to care about her ethnicity at all. And her character, like, people are saying, oh, she's like the Michael Burnham. And no. I watched Discovery for 4 seasons. She is nowhere near the Michael Burnham.
She messes up, and she screws up royally, and they say, you screwed up.
Yeah, she actually gets punished for it. Sort of.
But then...
Sort of. We'll get there when we get there.
So, yeah, but they reprimand her several times. Michael Burnham's like, I do whatever I want.
Yeah. Obi-Wan show. Oh, they showed that big. That's the big. That's the thing. That's what they're harvesting.
Yeah.
So how does he? How does he stay cold? Do they have like freezers? Did they freeze him?
I don't know. But you think there'd be flies all.
Yeah, you think he would decompose after a while, because they just take weeks and weeks and weeks to process it. Like as far as meat goes.
Maybe it's very cold there.
It's cold on the desert?
Well, there's no vegetation. There's no water.
I don't know.
It gets cold at night in the desert.
Where's the spice? Not yet. That's later on when we get there. I like seeing Alderaan. I did like seeing Alderaan though. So I'm like, and I like the little robot. Flea kidnaps Leia in episode 1. This is all previously.
No real insect life on Tatooine. I guess not.
Except for Watto. So here's where we start this one.
All right, now he takes the public transit.
Public transit to where is he going?
To whatever this place.
Oh is. Yeah. This is like when he's going through.
Now he arrives at Penn Station here. Now anybody living in the New York tri-state area will know. Yeah, will know anybody living in the tri-state area will know what a dump the rebuilt Penn Station was. Now they've improved it. It's next door. But still.
No Wookiees, not yet. We see Wookiee-like things, though. We see some random Star Wars-y guys here and there in the background.
Yeah, I mean...
This I kind of like, because this is just, remember when he was offered death sticks? Hey, remember in the prequels?
This is Game Gear.
I wish I hadn't packed mine. It looks exactly like my Game Gear. Or at the very least, my Atari Lynx.
Signals in or out are blocked. Oh, like their secrets out.
Okay,
so he's tried to track. He tracks Leia here for some reason.
There's no GPS signal.
So there's no GPS, and nobody wants to help him. And
okay, now here's the there's a joke here that I'm gonna be using.
What one?
This is the joke I'm gonna be using.
Right here.
Watch, check now.
So you see the helmet. You see the clone trooper helmet. Guess who?
I'm here to warn you. This show is a bad idea.
Complete with our "Stranger in a Strange Land" album cover ripoff.
Is that really?
That's what it reminds me of. The Iron Maiden album. That was part of what was Iron Maiden referencing? He's like, "Hey, you're that clone of that guy. I remember visiting you in the clone facility in the prequels. I remember clone troopers. I remember Boba Fett. I remember Jango Fett." So now he's like a homeless veteran down on his luck, which is kind of interesting because they would have.
Wouldn't
they? I mean, it's just kind of, but it is a member berry. It's a stupid reference.
I don't think it's Cody. I don't think it's Commander Cody. I think it's just, a clone trooper. Because by this time they were conscripting stormtroopers.
Yeah, they were like...
They were just drafting them.
Drafting them, stealing them. Well, then they ended up stealing them by Last Jedi, so... But this is kind of cool. I mean, you see, like, the little city here. So we don't stay on Tatooine forever, but hey, drugs!
To a hipster.
What do you want? I have drugs. Do you want drugs, too? So here's your average fan that Kathleen Kennedy wants. Your gender is this a gender person?
Looks like a gender person.
This is probably a gender person. They're probably a they them.
What's in your pants?
My daughter, she was taken, and she's on this plane.
Representation character.
Well, if she's here, you're never gonna see her again. Nobody leaves this place.
So yeah, here, I'm going to give you drugs because you want drugs, right?
I still think they're using clones, but they're using their own clones now. Yeah, there were a combination. They started breeding their own clones, and then they started conscripting stormtroopers from the general population too. I mean, so it was kind of half and half from what I've read.
Here, take this anyway.
That one's free.
What?
Charging. This is running out.
What?
This is running out. I need the charger.
Oh.
Sorry.
It's like, what? Well, he's like poking me. I'm like, what?
I'm trying not to disrupt the flow.
Well, you just ask me first.
Okay,
say,
sorry.
hey, I need the charger. Then I won't be like, what are you talking about? I have no idea what you're
Just
doing.
plug that in.
Like, what? So he like pokes me. He's like, that. I'm like, huh? The chat?
All
what?
right, fine. So here we go.
So he gets drugs from her, and then this kid's like, "Hey, I can take you to a Jedi. There's a Jedi here.
I'm selling weed.
There's totally a Jedi here. However,
It's okay. You're safe now.
guess who? Guess who this is? Also, total like I saw this and like, oh, he's just waving his hands. He's got somebody doing stuff. Because he's like taking these people here and he's like, hey, this reminds me of one of those old clairvoyants, the old seances where they would have like people rattling the table in like the next room and making playing sound effects and stuff. So he's like basically an old phony charlatan seance guy, only he's operating as a Jedi. Because, yeah, they kind of would, wouldn't they? Like, people would take advantage. This is an interesting concept. What if there's a charlatan playing oh, guess who it is, though? You'll never guess who it is.
That guy.
Kumail Nanjiani. I think another like, I'm a huge Star Wars fanboy, please put me in Star Wars type of guy. So, he's getting a lifelong dream fulfilled. That's fine. That's what Star Wars am now.
Passenger check 83C. Do you
That's a magnet. And we knew it was a magnet when we first saw it. He's a charlatan. He's a phony.
I like using the word charlatan.
Over?
Yeah, it's Kumail Nanjiani from the Eternals. So he like tries to take advantage of these people. They're trying to get off because this little boy is force sensitive, so they need to get off the planet. And he's like charges them a lot of money to book passage because he's like a criminal trying to be a good guy, sort of ish. And Obi-Wan finds out, and he's like, yeah, you're a fake. You're a charlatan. So now Obi-Wan's like, Obi-Wanning it. This is like right out of the prequels where he's going around detectiving and sleuthing and stuff. So if you love the prequels, which I don't.
This is kind of like this. This is the stuff you want to see, though. You want to see him.
Yeah. I mean, if you like I can at least. That's why I have to give it high marks here because this is Obi-Wan going around doing the exact same thing he did last time. Hey, remember when he did this in the prequels? Remember when he did this in the prequels in the library and in the diner and then the death stick scene? I remember the prequels.
About the sewers than anyone else.
Yeah. So now he's got a blaster. He's like, I'm gonna break your magnets, dude. You suck.
Gonna help me find this girl I'm looking for.
Now I want to look for Princess Leia. Show me where she is. So he ends up finding her in like a meth lab. Is this a meth lab? Is this a space meth lab?
Space meth.
Yeah,
so they're cooking up space meth.
They're cooking up space meth. He finds her in the back of the space meth lab.
Get back to work.
With this dude and this. So he does fight a little. He's still Obi-Wan in it.
He's still Obi-Wan.
Yeah, he's just not using any of his Force stuff right now. He's not using a saber. He's just he's like, oh yeah, I still know how to fight. This is a closer comparison to him in like Trainspotting 2 than it is like the Logan broken hero Joker trope sort of thing, because he's only really depressed and out of it in like the first little bit. And the fact, I think a lot of this has to do with it's the pacing and how much they had to add to stretch that I have an issue with, because you can clearly see this was a movie that they added and padded to stretch into a TV show. Because he would have like started out down on his luck in the very beginning and then redeemed himself by rescuing the girl or something. Which is where it's going.
You're not a Jedi anymore, Kenobi.
You're not a Jedi! Yeah, and you're not a bass player anymore. Where's your dick sock? How could you be anywhere without your dick in a sock? That's all I know about Flea. It's about Hot Chili Peppers. Remember that?
Oh yeah, with the crossing Abbey Road with the you-know-whats and the socks.
Well, everybody believes.
There's a spice thing, and he's like, here you go, you guys get a big huge dose of the weed. Space weed, which is cool.
Spaceman.
And he got kicked in the balls. I didn't notice he kicked him in the balls all the way out. Not too bad for an old fart, apparently. So he finds her. He finally finds her here. And this stuff.
I'm here to help you.
Where's the army?
Where's the army?
Yeah, so she's a little too smart for her own good. She's a little too grown up. This is like the problem. They establish her as really, really sharp, really grown up for her age earlier on, and then she just keeps it up constantly.
Yeah.
Like a grown up. And then hearing people outside talking.
That's.
I'm gonna get you out of here.
It's okay.
Slice of life. Let's go.
There was a scene though. She's like, "Wait a minute. If my dad sent you, then where? Did we forget? Did we miss that? Yeah, you missed
where's
it.
the army?
No, before it.
Let go of me! Wait! Let go!
Here it is.
So she is trying to escape at least. I mean, there's at least that.
Who are you?
Your father sent me. I'm here to help you.
Yeah, so we see that. But then she gets into this whole diatribe of like, where, yeah, but if,
Make me float.
No, if you're here to help, how do I know you're here to help and not here to kidnap me again? It's like, well, would you rather stay in here or with space drug people and flee? By the way, he's dead. He's not really dead. They're just really high.
Whoa, dude.
They're just high. They're just really, really high.
Smoke weed every day.
So sweet. So he gets chewed out by like Lashana Lynch here. She follows him. She is so bad at acting, this woman, though. Where is he? It's like, I can act better than her. She reminds me of like a kid in a high school play.
Yeah.
She's like a high school play level an actress. She's not even that bad. Like she's not like if she were the Michael Burnham of the series, there would not be a scene without her in it. And there's a lot of scenes without her in it.
But they're already making excuses for her though.
Is that it? You're a Jedi?
No, I'm not a Jedi. We're hiding. So then she keeps saying, hey, do a trick. Make me float. If you're not really a Jedi. If you were a Jedi, you'd actually do something. And then she doesn't quite get, like, she's supposed to be so wise and smart beyond her years. She doesn't get, this is where it kind of falls apart for me here with liking the Princess Leia character now. Because if she were as smart as they're trying to make her out to be, she would realize, oh yes, we're being chased. I should sit down and shut up and not draw attention to myself and not run off and not do stuff. Because she keeps constantly trying to touch things and trying to get into things and trying to question and trying to make him do tricks.
Being here, Your Highness.
Yeah, she blows his cover.
Now I'm going to do exactly as you're told. Do you understand?
Yeah, because she ended up almost getting, like, killed. Or getting them killed. And then you got Lashana Lynch following him.
Whoever this lady is.
I don't know.
So she's getting reprimanded.
So she's getting in trouble for going after Kenobi on her own from this guy. Because Powder over here, this Inquisity dude, is like, yeah, you shouldn't have done that.
What you are.
And what is that?
The least of us.
And she puts...
You came to us from the gutter. Your ability...
So Disney's being a racist by saying that she, a strong, proud woman and of some sort of color or something, is the worst of all of them?
Gave you station, but all the power in the world can't mask the stench beneath.
She's from the gutter.
She's from the gutter. She's from the gutter. She came from nothing. So Michael Burnham was never reprimanded like this in Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah.
Maybe that stench is your failure.
Is this where she kills him or she kills him later? Yeah. So she's super disrespectful to him, which is very Michael Burnham-y.
This guy's got yellow eyes, so he's an actual Sith.
Okay.
To cure the city, I will take Kenobi in myself. You are no longer required.
So she gets fired-ish a little bit. He tells her to go screw off, and then, Flea is still alive.
On this planet to know Kenobi is here.
So she's putting out an APB on.
Oh yeah, so she sets out a bounty for everybody. So every 2-bit bounty hunter now is after him because he's Obi-Wan Kenobi. Of course he is. And then Princess Leia is still annoying. She's like, I want to wear the nicest, most amazing thing.
Half the city is looking for you. Put this on.
Okay, if half the city was looking for him, why didn't he leave his little face covering on from the meth lab?
I need this to breathe. The atmosphere is poisonous to me.
Yeah. Yeah, just have a mask. They see, or shave your beard or something. Get a mask, something.
Shave your, yeah. See,
Hey, remember she was wearing that green color in Return of the Jedi?
Yeah.
Because green in Return of the Jedi. Oh, she's also still a princess.
See, they're looking for a man in robes and a beard.
Mm-hmm.
And shave the beard. Then
shave the beard and stop wearing robes.
Yeah. I learned that from reading The Bourne Identity.
And he buys her the gloves anyway because she's a spoiled little princess. And he feels guilty. And she's like, I'm a princess. I don't care. I want these gloves. You're buying me these gloves, Obi-Wan.
If anyone asks, we're farmers from Tall, and you're my daughter.
Granddaughter, maybe.
What?
Granddaughter. It's a crack about his age.
Granddaughter, maybe. That's so Leia, but not maybe as a kid. I don't know, because she's so snarky and she's so wise beyond her years that it almost becomes a problem. And it is this they're protecting a crapping kid again plot, which I really, really hate. Like, I won't watch shows that are just protect the crapping kid. Like, that's why I wouldn't watch Halo. It's the same thing as Halo again. It's like, we gotta protect the kid. I don't get it.
Then Master Chief does it with the alien chick and...
Is Obi-Wan gonna do it with Lashana Lynch at the end?
I hope not.
That's how this ends. Yeah. Shave the beard, Obi-Wan.
No.
Because you can't.
Because if I use the Force, then...
So just shave the mustache. Yeah.
She's like, you're not a Jedi. So if you were a Jedi, you'd like totally make me float or something. Despite the fact that we're trying to hide, and she doesn't get that they're trying to hide and not draw attention to each other.
Shaving a beard like that at least takes a while. I'm sure they got a way to laser it off.
Come on.
Yeah. Well, still, just wear a face covering. Like, he came out of the meth lab with a mask. Like,
yeah.
That I don't get. So they're hiding and running and hiding and running and hiding and running and hiding and running forever and ever and ever.
Now who's hiding something, Princess?
You're gonna have to call me that.
What is he hiding from her? I don't know.
Broke the droid.
Oh, it broke the droid. Yeah, that's true.
You're the reason I'm here. They took me to get to you.
See, now this is too smart.
This is too smart. So she blames him for her being kidnapped in the first place because they are using, like, she shouldn't be able to figure this out. So she ends up running away from him now for like 20 minutes, which really was like so annoying. So annoying.
Do you think all these writers have watched way too much Family Guy and they think, oh yeah, little kids are really smart?
Maybe. It's like, okay, she would be kind of smart, but she wouldn't like be so smart that to her own, to get herself killed like that, or practically killed over and over again.
Yeah,
like,
you're right, Peg. Like, yeah, Mandalorians never show their face. Obi-Wan has to show his.
So are we supposed to hate Leia? That's the thing. Like, are we supposed to hate her for, being too smart now? Because there's parts of her that I really, really, really love. I love her being kind of clever. It's just they needed to kind of tone it down a little bit because in every single instance, they're kind of making her worse than Rey in some of this.
Did my father even send you?
Of course he did. Leia, listen.
How do I know you're not the real kidnapper?
You have to trust me, Leia.
You aren't a Jedi.
Your father is a very old friend.
I don't believe you.
Leia.
So it's kind of true though that she wouldn't, like, if he's not going to even show the fact that he is a Jedi, like, he could just say, fine, here, I can lift you up for a second. Now I'm a Jedi. Will you shut up and let's be safe? It just feels so padded, doesn't it? It feels like they just added so much length and stuff.
Well, this is originally supposed to be a movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it was supposed to be a movie, but it just they make her almost unlikable here in the fact that how much she just runs away from him here, and is so snotty and so.
It's supposed to be a movie, and obviously, like I said, this is all you can tell. This is just all rewritten.
Yeah, because he would have grabbed her, got her safe, got her home. The end, right? Instead of this whole convoluted thing where now they have to go through and chase again, and then they have this whole rooftop chase scene. And she's doing her little force stunts.
Well, Mike says I might be on something about Family Guy and Stewie, yeah.
Yeah. Uses the force, it will give him away. Not necessarily. I mean, she knows he's there anyway, though.
Yeah, a lot of
it's like she knows he's there anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think, just do one little trick. So, Kumail Nanjiani comes out of the woodwork again. He's like, wait a minute, I'm actually going to help you. I am a criminal, and I'm trying to do better my ways, but I'm going to be a distraction, and I'm going to go turn myself in as the Jedi they're looking for, even though I'm not. Just so they can go and catch up to her.
He finds her.
And then he finds her, and then they still have to chase people across the thing, right?
He's giving them passage on a cargo vessel.
Yeah, he's gonna help them get out
through a warehouse.
So they gotta trust him. The whole theme, they have this reoccurring theme of yes, you gotta trust me, even though you have no reason to, and because what other choice is there?
Don't you know what one is?
I am the only Jedi around.
I don't know what he's doing.
Where is he?
That wasn't Magnus, was it?
Yeah, see, she's an actual Jedi. He's not a real one. What's he doing?
No, it's just the blinds flat.
Oh, okay. Hopefully we'll get some air in here at some point. So we call this Star Wars, Run Leia Run. Yeah. And then they finally get her onto the transport. But it's a cargo ship. He does hold her, though, because she jumps off the roof here. No! So he does use the Force. At the very, very, very end, he does end up using it. So he does end up using it just to save her, just to keep her from falling. So he does end up we're gonna get claimed for this. He does end up finally using the Force to save her, to show off. So then she finally trusts him. He's like, "Oh, you are a Jedi." He should have just said, "Fine," and Force smack her, right? So he finally gets her down safely, and then that's when Kumail Nanjiani does the distraction. I forgot about the order of these.
Okay, now they corner Obi-Wan in the warehouse.
Is the warehouse the cargo ship?
Well, it's a cargo ship, but it's near a warehouse. This is just like a loading area. Okay.
I'm gonna slap the writers.
Okay. Oh, Senior Six, $2.
Yeah, thank you so much.
She just said fine and Force smacked her.
Force smacked her, absolutely.
Okay, so.
And that's so loud.
Okay, so.
We will find you!
I'll find you because that's what I do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right, honey.
Whatever voice she's using for this, that guttural
she's using her
gargle.
Oprah voice.
The gargle.
I will find you!
Yeah, it's just so cartoony, so over the top, so silly. It's silly. It's ridiculous. She's funny. She's ridiculous. She's not threatening. She's not ruining the show. She's not helping it, though. But she's, so over the top ridiculous.
Yeah, she's the weakest part of the show.
She's the weakest part of the show.
And that's why they wanted to get out in front of her.
That's why they wanted to say it's all about racism because, they wrote this character so awful and miscast her so badly.
Now they found out, and okay, now here's the big reveal.
Big reveal. Oh, here. Oh, wait. What did we skip? And
I cannot risk you.
Okay, now the Whitey Bulger here.
Whitey Bulger. No, so Powder, whatever. He's like, no, you can't turn him in.
You
this I wasn't expecting. Spoiler. Spoiler. And then she stabs him. And that gives Obi-Wan enough time to get away because they have this because she's so obsessed with finding Obi-Wan and he fired her and he's like, no, you go back. She is such a screw up character. Mm-hmm. Or person in this series that she cartoon villains enough time with her need for revenge to let Obi-Wan get the crap away. If she hadn't have shown up, this guy would have had Obi-Wan cornered. It would have been over and done with. Her stupid ass is the one who let him go. So, for crying out loud.
Actually, yeah, Senior Sticks, I'm going to name a character Racism.
Racism.
All right.
So her being stupid, these two arguing like a couple of cartoon villains. Mm-hmm. Like, this is so Disney to me. This is like such a Disney thing. They argue and then they let the good guys go.
Alan Peterson.
That's what it feels like. So it is bait and switch like we thought it was going to be. Queen Harvey, thank you so much. Only in the fact that it's all about Leia.
Yeah.
Only in the fact that it's all about Leia, and we thought it was going to be him protecting Luke. That's it. It's really not all about her, in my opinion. Do you think it's all about her?
All about her? This lady?
Yeah.
I think I think later episodes
they're gonna bring more of her in.
Gonna feature her more. That's my opinion.
It was her stupid ass who got him.
They would have caught Obi-Wan if it wasn't for her.
Yeah. She's like a bad Bond villain. She's like a cartoon parody of a Bond villain.
Bond villains are at least effective.
Yeah.
No, really. No, really. No, she's just. I'm gonna do whatever I want. You know.
She's less Michael Burnham and more BM Beckett Mariner.
Yeah.
She's more Beckett Mariner. Oh, we gotta talk about that too. That's the next one we're talking about, Stranger Worlds. So then we reveal that, and she gets to Obi-Wan, and she's like, she tells him, "Hey, guess what? Lord Vader's out there, and he knows, and he's coming for you." Mm-hmm. But now this is what doesn't. So he didn't know that Vader was still alive.
Well,
how?
At the end of Revenge of the Sith, he just kind of falls into the volcano. Not fall into the volcano, but
they leave him on the planet.
And he doesn't finish him.
Yeah, but it's been 10 years though.
10 years. I'm like, well, obviously he's all burned up. He's got to be dead of his injuries.
But it's been 10 years, and
I will find you.
How would he not have heard that like Vader was around?
If the Empire's everywhere, then obviously Vader. If Vader's their enforcer, you gotta know.
Yeah, it's like he's the second in command, right?
Not second in command.
Well,
he's
up there.
He's their enforcer.
So they gotta I thought he knew. Like,
muscle.
why else would they be hiding? Why else would they be hiding if it?
Sean Russell.
You can't really call it bait and switch yet because he is in most of the scenes. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it was bait and switch because it's about Leia instead of Luke.
I think
I thought it was gonna be about young Luke.
I think that the first 2 episodes, I'm like, this is what they had. The first 2 episodes, they delivered it. Now I think episode 3, you're gonna see her have a bigger role. Obviously, she has to have a bigger role but she's gonna be more the main focus of episode 3. Because now she killed the Powder, whatever his name is.
So this is his thing, is that he learns that Vader's alive.
And you hear the breathing.
Yeah, and you hear the breather, which was always creepy when I was a kid. So this one is only 34 minutes. The first one was like 50. So these really, really, really feel like they pad them and then not, and then pad them and then not.
They had one script and they split it into 2 parts.
Yeah, they had one script and then they were like, well, how can we extend this? How can we add a little there?
One 90-minute episode and they split it into 2 parts.
Mm.
Which is what they did a lot on Star Trek Discovery the first season.
Mm-hmm.
There's a tune from Camp Rock called "Gotta Find You." I find that. I love that. Oh, okay. It may be half of Obi-Wan protecting Leia and half protecting Luke.
Maybe.
I think they scrapped the idea, and I think Kathleen Kennedy wants to drive home that Leia is more important than Luke.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I think they discovered that it was going to be a lot like Mandalorian with Mando and the baby.
It only took them 6 months to figure that out.
Yeah,
Remember last year?
Yeah, and I think that she probably was like, "Well, what about we make it about Leia?" And her, he looks like Bane from the Batman movie. So my score on the Obi-Wan show so far. I will never watch it again.
No, you don't need to watch this again.
That being said, I like it more than the prequels. More than the prequels, because I could stay awake from it. Because it had some interesting things that I hadn't seen. However, there's way too many, like, remember this, remember that, remember when this happened, remember when that happened. So there's a lot of member berries. I don't know, maybe like a 7? Because it's way better than Star Trek Discovery. I don't hate the character of, you know, the what's her name chick? Reva. I mean, she's not nearly as bad as Michael Burnham as, like, a character. She's stupid as a character. Like, her character's dumb. Her character's not a smart character. No. And that is a lot because of the writing. Oh, Dolly, thank you so much. Do you guys know about the ESG score? It explains a lot in Hollyweird.
ESG?
Yes, that's the thing where they have all their diversity quota stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the diversity quota stuff with and basically all the wokier than nows go and petition, and they're like, hey, you need to have this and this and this. I think they should do away with that, because that's about the same as having, like, a score of how holy or pure it is on a scale of, like, 1 to 10 from Christianity.
Well,
but yeah. I follow. Yeah.
You're stifling creativity by doing that.
I did. Once a lot of this stuff started really being, like, apparent, that it was like, I'll answer the super chat after I finish this thought. Once the stuff started really being apparent that it was, like, really, really tied into more of a cultural movement outside of this, and it was tied into the GG stuff and the activism stuff, and they were trying to make a whole new culture of everything. Then I kind of started going back and listening to some of the people I used to listen to years ago and stuff. So yeah, I mean, yes, I don't, like, I think I could score this a lot without kind of going into, like, the diversity and inclusion stuff as well on some of these, because it's still, like, a piece of entertainment, and the fact that they want to use this poor actress to say, you know, that, oh, well, we need diversity now all of a sudden in Star Wars when we've already had it and always had it, and to kind of use it as this cultural movement. I think I like to call that as just being kind of an irrelevant thing that I think a lot of the more grifty people do to get clicks. Sean Rouse sold out. KK, what if instead of protecting Luke, he protects the dog? Right? Thank you so much.
She would say.
Yeah, what protects Luke, he protects Leia.
But the whole thing about, like I say, if you start checking boxes, then you start going. It's designed by committee.
Yeah,
it's just Poochie then.
It's just Poochie. Yeah, it's just committee entertainment. Which I think that with something like Star Wars, because we've always had, and Star Trek even, like when we have these sort of properties, like, if it's something like super duper obvious, like here's a message about race and this and this and this. Could you see him, like the Inquisitor guy, talking down to her saying, you were a rat, you're sewage, you're less than us? Could you imply that might be because of her race? Or would you be somebody like me and be like, okay, what kind of a planet does she come from? And not even think about the color of her skin.
What's her backstory?
Yeah, what's her backstory? Is her planet full of, you know...
She's some backwater... Backwater planet.
Yeah. Are they like miners? Are they, you know, something? So this is kind of the thing where it really backfires, I think, for a lot of these companies, because somebody like me can come along and, as a Star Trek fan more than a Star Wars fan for sure, I can kind of see this as irrelevant. I can see her ethnicity as irrelevant to the story that they're trying to tell, because these are aliens and there wouldn't be this discussion of needing people of color or women or that, because there's millions of aliens walking down the street. I mean, how do you know she's looked upon? Like, they have no history of slavery based on color of their skin to be oppressed like humans do, because she's not human. She's probably from some, you know. Yeah, sure. So the fact that they're trying to do this is just so confusing, and it falls flat on their face, I think, with a lot of this.
Well, it's part of when people try to talk to me about Roman history.
Yeah.
And that they say, oh, do you know how many people of color the Romans enslaved? I'm like, do you know how many people, period, the Romans enslaved? I mean, that's the thing. You know how many planets the Empire probably conquered in this time?
No humans in Star Wars. What is she? I don't know, but she's not from Earth. She's a humanoid. Yeah, I'd say she's humanoid.
Human is kind of.
But I have no idea what planet this woman's from. To even be able to equate a racial allegory, because I don't know. Are people who are darker enslaved? Like, that's where these putting this diversity and inclusion shit. Is that the door?
No.
Okay, go check. That's where a lot of putting that just falls so flat, because, like, I know nothing about her planet or her history. Alright. Oh, looks like we should assume Tuesday for the move. Yay. Oh, holy crap. Oh, God. I gotta get all my stuff ready to move for Tuesday. Maybe she evolves into Jar Jar. Her skin color doesn't matter to me if she's a good actor and the script any good. One, she's not a good actor, though. She's overacting. I don't know. It might be a direction issue. It might be a direction issue with her. She is screaming at the top of her lungs like a Disney villain. The character is very incompetent. And the super chat. Appreciate it. Disney should buy the Gorn from Star Trek. This needs some Gorn. We're going to get into what they did to the Gorn, too, in a minute here. I got 2 hours of this and then an hour of that. Maybe I do a whole separate stream of that. Maybe I take a bit and set up a new stream for that. But then again, I don't want to lose the viewers. I don't know. What should I do? I don't like the new Star Wars for the lack of diversity. Humans would probably not even take up 1% of the galaxy. But here we are, where every one of them are human or looks human. Yeah, it puts the Earth politics in outer space. And that's so stupid, because Earth politics are almost irrelevant as well, because people haven't been enslaved based on the color of their race. I mean, it's more of an income issue right now. You know, people are enslaved for that.
If you don't want to be called racist, don't write her as a loud black woman. She went to the Leslie Jones School of Acting. I will find you!
You said it, not me. Yeah, they put a stereotype in Star Wars, and then they wonder...
Why is it that when they wanted to cry racism, they always lean into the worst stereotypes?
Just make her a drug addict with a kid that got taken away by the government, like Raffi from Star Trek. Oh, that's what they did with her, and I'm like, yeah, I want it, like, that's why I try to avoid talking about why or not it should be a racial issue, too.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you know, you gotta make her... Of course, like I said, in the Stranger Worlds, the Asian guy is good at math.
Well, that's what's gonna happen though. Is like these companies are gonna have to lose so much money because of their diversity initiatives. You know, like because people like I was watching a video today, and he's basically saying, yeah, just call these people, call Disney, tell them you don't want to be preached to, you don't want the LGBTQ stuff, you don't want this, you don't want that. So far, I haven't seen any of that in this, and none of this really went off. Is she like that ginger guy from the Lame First Order? I don't know.
No. He was more. He's cartoonish, but more.
Oh, Hux, that one. Yeah.
But when he gave that speech, he played it absolutely to the hilt, though. But she's just a cardboard cutout that they're trying to impose a personality on.
Now that you mention it, shit. Oh, yeah. It's got that cringy humor, sort of over-the-top bag. Yeah, she is kind of a little bit like Hux. Remember when he does the... Yeah, oh.
Domhnall Gleeson, though, I mean,
he's a good actor, but...
He's a good actor.
He's a better actor than her.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Like, she's just not a good actress. No, I'm sorry. She's not good, and the fact that, like I said, that they have to preemptively try to make excuses for her is really telling.
They should recast the character.
But she's a strong, independent black woman.
Yeah.
She don't need no man.
But she doesn't even ruin the show though, because there's so little of her. I mean, she's just a little cartoon villain cutaway, and that just comes across as childish to me. That comes across as I'm watching a Disney show when we have these super over the top, crappy bad guys. And it's a Disney princess show. It's so Disney. We even get the obligatory running through the critters scene.
Oh.
Yeah.
When was that?
That's when she's running through their little wet market. She's running the wet market of Space Tokyo or Space Shanghai. LVK, after you move, will you do some unpacking videos? Probably. I'm gonna have to buy a lot of stuff. We gotta buy a washer and dryer. It only has hookups. Damn it.
So if you all want to help out with that.
So depressed. And then we're like, we have like so much money because I sent money to a friend of mine to help with stuff for the move, but it's gonna take like a month because of the way I sent it instead of, you know, because I had borrowed to make sure I had money in the bank for taxes because I didn't get my mom's FEMA money back from her cremation because that's never coming in. So that money that I had saved for my taxes was not there and not there and not there. And it's still not there, long story short. And then I was supposed to get like some money from earnest money for closing. That's still not happening because my mom's place because like I was gonna, okay, well, I can pay myself back for all the stuff I've been spending with my mom's estate with that. No, because now it's gonna close even after we leave. So if it does at all, and I don't know what I'm gonna do if something falls through with that. What happens if something falls through? So, and then we tried to get U-Haul pod things, like those cube things, and we got people hired to load them up. Well, okay, so they sell us the pod things to load up, but there's none in the entire state, and that's going to take a month to refund back. That money probably on the credit card that got put on. Please stop playing with stuff. And so I'm like super, like, go get your fidget spinner.
Okay.
So now it's like, all right, so every little bit of everything is like tied up in limbo, you know. There's like an entire month's rent tied up in limbo that I had transferred over, but I used it as a refund because when I borrowed it for taxes, I'm like, okay, so I saved that up, so that was gonna be my part of the half of the rent and the deposits for the new place. And then I sent refunds to avoid paying like the $30 PayPal fees, and that didn't show up. But I have to have all the money in my checking to pay my final rent here. So I can't even, like, I can't get access to any more, and all the credit cards are tapped out and everything for this move. And because of Mom passing away, it's just everything has been like expense after expense after expense after expense. So yeah, I don't know. I'll try and do some videos after I get moved, but I'm like so stressed by it. Beware the pod people. Thank you. I need value. I need something. I need a shot or 5 or 10 or 10. I don't want to drink it.
Excellent.
Anytime you try to get ahead, bureaucracy has other ideas. Yeah, and YouTube. I mean, and like I was complaining about in the beginning of the video. Well, now I got to buy a washer and dryer too on top of that, and it's just gonna be so freaking stressful. So yeah, it's just thank you so much. Well, I know that, but I don't have money for it because I've got all this money in limbo and in the move, and we got to wait for all this other money to come back from U-Haul to refund us because we had to get other movers lined up, and getting movers lined up around Memorial Day at last minute, last notice, because it took so long to get like applications in at places out there, and it took so long to have somebody say, yes, here you go, you're approved, you can come in now. So we didn't notice that this place didn't have a crapping washer and dryer. And it's just so frustrating. So we'll probably try and get something within like the first week while we're out there, but it's just because by then at least something will come in money-wise, hopefully. So that's where I'm at with everything, and I'm just so, it's like I'm tapped out, and they haven't fixed my air conditioner here, and they haven't, and then it's just so much stress. And YouTube still trying to market my channel to the same handful of people I don't appeal to because I'm not in the group think, I'm not in the cults, I'm not in the thing. So 7 out of 10 for Obi-Wan so far.
2.5 Chewbacca's.
Okay. And that's where I'm at with that. And now onto the Star Trek portion of the thing. Should I do a whole new stream of that, or just, I don't know. Don't you go anywhere.
90 minutes. 90 minutes that file.
Yeah, that file's about 90 minutes. Well, we'll see. Whichever. Like, if this gets restricted or demonetized or something, then I'll put that up. Chewbacca's. Yeah, so that's the first part of that. That'll just go up as it is. Sorry I'm venting there. It's just there's so much stress going on. And I still have to pack. And I finally went through all of Mom's stuff last night. All the other stuff. And I've been donating and getting rid of because they're charging by box. And I'm like, you know what? Do I really need any of this stuff? Should I just leave it all here? Should I just abandon it? Just get rid of it all? So yeah, I'm to the point where with the moving expenses and YouTube being shitty and is like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do right now. Other than piss off more people by saying, yeah, if you subscribe to all these other channels, don't expect me to show up there. That's basically what it boils down to. Don't expect me to show up on these other channels. They aren't going to invite me. And I'm not going to show up if they do. Huh? Now that that's out of the way, I need like a car horn sound effect. You know, honk honk. We got sound effects. Party time. Strange New Worlds. We got to do Strange New Worlds now, Rob. You want to do Strange New Worlds? If I'm drinking, I need some money to drink. Strange New Worlds. It was the episode 4.
Strange New Turds.
I'm getting hungry too. See, you're eating. I'm getting hungry.
Doritos. Want some Doritos?
If you leave anything there, you'll probably be charged to some cleanup. Oh well, I'm not. I mean, if I leave anything, it's gonna go down to the dumpster. We'll just say, yeah, can you hurry this down for us? Like the elliptical that I found. Somebody else had. That type of stuff. I'm not going to leave it inside the apartment. I'll just leave it at the dumpster. Or donate. That's the other thing. It's like there's so much stuff to donate that I need to get rid of.
Just donate a bunch of stuff today.
Yeah, we donated a bunch of stuff today. I donated all those wire shelving. Did you tell them that's what those were?
Yeah.
All right.
They said, will you take those? Sure. They said, sure.
Yeah, as long as I keep them together, because they're going to probably lose half the stuff for them.
They're all in the same boxes, along with the corners, too.
Okay. So hopefully, because like without the shelving, then I could probably get rid of all my DVDs and just donate those. And because there's just so much, like, how much stuff, like, if I haven't touched it in 10 years, with DVDs, I haven't touched them in like 10 years. You know, that's the thing with those. I haven't touched them. You have food on your mouth. I haven't touched, like, I have not.
Rob off camera.
I have not. I don't think I've watched anything on DVD.
You want to grab me something to drink? Mountain Dew?
Yes, please.
Okay.
One of the raspberries.
I still got a couple sodas myself.
Thank you. So Star Trek Strange New Worlds. This one. Actually, a pretty decent episode. Alright, I'm going to snap myself in.
Here you go.
Get some booze and start. I'll buy some DVDs. I don't have time or money or energy to send them. I gotta basically, it can't really take me more than, you know. That's the problem, is like, I've got till Tuesday. So I'm not making any mail runs or anything right now. It's just too much. It's like they're going to the library. They're either going to the library or the thrift stores. And I got rid of most of them. But I kept a few, like Stargate and Babylon 5 and stuff like that I care about. But I got rid of some, like, you know what? If I ever want to watch this or that, I can just watch it on...
There's places to find
Yeah, I can just watch it on F Movies or something.
The only thing I said to keep was...
I'll have to buy it on back on Blu-ray? No, I won't. That's the thing. I never buy them again.
Well, the only thing...
Ever. I stopped doing that 20 years ago. I do not rebuy, because if it's something that I ever want to watch again, I will just pirate or download, find somewhere online. I mean, there's only it's a movie. I mean, how many times do I ever rewatch movies?
I mean, there's only a few real core movies that I really want.
Yeah, I mean, like, I wouldn't mind having Stargate in the little box set instead of the big one, but, you know. But no, I mean, I'm never going to rewatch them. Like, there's stuff that people have sent me Blu-rays of years ago, like probably 4 years ago, that I never even opened.
There's only one movie I consistently buy over and over again. And believe it or not, and a lot of people will be disappointed, and that's Disney's Robin Hood. For the only reason, that was the very first movie I remember seeing.
Is it even good?
Yeah, it's good, and it's one of those that you don't see that often. I mean, they very seldomly show it. You don't think of it as being a Disney movie, but again, it was the first movie I ever remember seeing, and I remember like when I was 3 years old, we drove up to the cinema, and it had this huge mural of ocean scene on it.
I was borrowing movies from the library.
Yeah, I mean,
see, I don't watch enough. Like, I fall asleep during movies. Every movie I watch, I just fall asleep because I can't keep interest. I can't pay attention.
If it's something you want to see bad enough, you'll see it.
Yeah. But I mean, how many times do I ever rewatch anything other than like Spaceballs or? And even then, I'm kind of tired of it. Like, I'll rewatch The Lost Boys and The Goonies and Spaceballs and Police Academy, but
believe it or not, as big a
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Believe it or not,
and that's about it.
Believe it or not, as big a Bond fan as I am, I don't even own a lot of those movies.
Yeah. It's one of those things. It's like I watch movies so infrequently a second time.
They're on all the time.
Well, it's not. I don't even watch TV. I don't even like TV. That's kind of where I'm at. Do you have a postnet near you?
What's a postnet?
Probably.
What's a postnet?
Is it like a post office? Possibly, yeah, but I just don't have time and energy and supplies and money to ship it. I don't have money to ship stuff. That's the other thing. Like, in order to get money to ship stuff, I'd have to pay out of pocket now and wait 2 months for YouTube to send it.
Well, just. Yeah. All right, well, anyway.
Oh, man. But yeah, like, I so rarely rewatch movies. Like, I mean, if I want to rewatch something, I'll be like, oh, is it on YouTube?
Yeah.
Is it on something or other? Is it on F movies?
I suggested you hang on to was Dogma.
Yeah. Oh, I'm never going to watch that again, though.
Well, but the fact that it's out of print and the rights are tied up with Uncle Harvey.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's the only one I would say keep.
I can literally set it all up for you. Set what all up? Set what all up?
I guess.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea. What's great?
I don't know.
I don't know. But yeah, like I really rarely watch because like I don't own movies anyway so much on DVD anyway because I'm not that big on movie. Like I'll watch a movie once in a while. I think I watched how many movies did we watch last year? 2021. I watched the Spider-Man movie, which was awful.
Believe it or not, I watched Duck Soup for the first time.
Ghostbusters Afterlife, and I watched the Sparks documentary. That's like all.
That was a good one.
That's all I watched.
That's a really good one.
That's all I watched. Yeah, I don't even know if I have a postnet near me. That's the thing.
What's a postnet?
I don't know. I also don't know if I'm going to be going through my DVDs right now. I mean, if I do, I don't know what. Like, if I go through them, I'm going to decide at like midnight to just donate, and then they're gonna go in the morning. I mean, yeah. if I do, that's thousands of DVDs and Blu-rays. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's.
And CD. Like I wanna go through and maybe dump my CDs on the spindles because like I don't care about like that's just got like all the riff tracks on them and stuff. That's why I kept those, but I don't really care. I don't really care. Like I so rarely watch stuff. That's the thing. I so rarely watch stuff anymore. But I don't know if I'm going to have time to even go through it. That's the other thing. Like, I don't know what I have. I don't know if I'm going to have time to go through it. I've already gone through them twice over and donated, like, so much stuff already.
I thought about selling off a lot of my comic books, but I'm just like,
that's the thing. It's like who has time to go through and sell them for what they're worth?
I'd have to get a table. I'd probably get a table.
Yeah. Get like a booth somewhere or a convention.
Yeah.
You could get one at Star Trek Las Vegas.
That's like $800.
That's true. That's true.
You know, I actually, out of curiosity, I looked up. Yeah, it's very expensive to do those. But the smaller cons are more manageable. It's like maybe a couple $100, like $250.
Is that a big con?
Star Trek Las
Yeah.
Vegas? Yeah, well, yeah.
Stream will die when the grid goes. What do you mean?
When the grid goes? Power grid?
I don't know. What do you mean? What grid? I have no idea what you're talking about.
I looked up how much it costed to get a table at a guitar show. That was $800. Just out of curiosity, I'm like, yeah, okay. guys got to pay for a hotel this in the weekend, but they sell 2 instruments for like $2,000-3,000 a piece. It covers the cost, I guess. You know.
Probably.
That's more of a luxury, high-end luxury item, though. You know.
Ripping yarns. You need to have that at hand. Along with Yes, Prime Minister and Early Doors. I don't like ripping yarns.
Ripping yarns?
I don't like Yes, Minister. And what do you mean Early Doors? I don't think I have any Doors on DVD because I can just watch them on YouTube. like that's the thing. Like music performances I never watch again. Those are like concert VHSs that I had as a kid. The only ones I kind of wish I had, but I kind of wish I had bought them on on DVD in like 2002 or 2001. I kind of wish I had bought all the Gwar movies on DVD then, but I had them all on VHS, and then I think I ended up getting rid of them when I moved out of Vegas the first time.
Put in a call them.
But then I'm like, I can just watch them on YouTube.
Well, I
don't need a physical copy.
That's one of the things, though. Everything is on. You could find it online.
But they're called the Mile High Comics. He's nowhere near. His comic books are in Connecticut.
Yeah, they're all back
also,
east.
who fuck Mile High Comics because it's Denver.
I would see ads for them all the time in comic books.
Early Doors was a sitcom. Oh, okay, not the Doors. Okay,
not the actual Doors. Break on through.
I think I got rid of a lot of my British DVDs too, didn't I?
You kept a few.
I kept a few. I think I kept like Father Ted.
Father Ted. I think you kept Red Dwarf.
And Red Dwarf and like Faulty Towers.
Yeah.
I think I got rid of like Black Books and stuff that I only watched once.
I think you got rid of the In-Betweeners.
Yeah, I got rid of the In-Betweeners because I'm not gonna watch that again.
Well, those are online.
Yeah, they're online everywhere. I can just watch it.
It was released in the U.S., so you can find it.
Yeah, and that's on the U.S. See, I got rid of the stuff that that's easy to get. The power grid. Notice the jankies on going into electricity late. No, I didn't notice. Nope. But my thing's been out, so my air conditioner's been out for a while. Mile High owner's a friend. He still drives over the country buying comic collections. Mile High Con just came back from the East where he bought a big time collection. Okay. I don't care about comic books.
Well, just okay.
I don't. I just don't care about it.
I
don't care about comic books anymore. I sold mine in like 1993.
The last I'll say about this is if I knew everything was going to be this valuable, I would have bought 2 of everything.
Yeah.
But what I was just a kid. I was reading because I enjoyed them.
Yeah.
Well, it's like everything.
Well, yeah. I keep stuff until I get tired of it. Oh man.
All right. So anyway.
Do you remember when own a movie was an honor of pride because you owned it, you can watch it whenever? Yes, I do that. I do remember that. Like having Plan 9 from Outer Space in 1992 on VHS was way more prestigious than having it now on DVD or Blu-ray.
I got a free copy
really
of Plan 9 from Outer Space when I bought Destroy All Humans.
Did you sell the comics Danzig wrote and published? I never owned them. I never got them. I was collecting like Archie in the 90s. I was a kid. See, I was collecting like Archie and like I collected some of the 60s ones. I like the 60s Archies. Yeah, I was buying them because I enjoyed them. And then I liked the EC Horror. I didn't know Danzig had comics back then. Well, if he did, I don't know if he did when I was... And if he did, how would I have found him? Walmart? The grocery store? Well, I was like 9 buying them off the spinners. I wasn't going to comic shows.
You know what? I miss spinner racks. I really do. I wish they would bring those back.
And here's the thing with comic book shops and stuff like that. Like, if you were, like, a little girl, they're so unwelcoming. They're so, they're like, what the hell are you doing in here, kid? So if you're, like, a little girl in the late 80s or early 90s or something, or a teenage girl, so unwelcoming because unless you were, like, into the stuff that they were into, there's really nothing for you. So, I really have, like, this anti-comic store sort of. Because I've just never had good experiences in them. They've always been so elitist. They've always been so snobby. They've always been so, if you don't like the comics we like, you're not a real fan. You're not a true geek. You're not a, that sort of shit. So those sort of stuff. I just never got into the whole comic collecting hobby past Spinner racks in the grocery store.
It was easier back then. Like I said, you go to the drugstore, you go to the grocery store, you go to a 7-Eleven. The comics would be in this. You wouldn't find the obscure ones, but occasionally you would find them. But you would find Batman, Superman, Captain America, the X-Men.
Yeah, and I didn't care about any of those.
You'd also find Archie. You would find all those kind of things. Richie Rich. Mm-hmm. Or, Casper from...
I must have been lucky. I went to comic shops to look for Star Wars comics and didn't feel unwelcome. Yeah, see, I was not like buying Star Wars comics and stuff. I was kind of more hiding the geek stuff back then. Because it wasn't cool. It wasn't cool to be a geek, I guess.
It wasn't.
It really wasn't. I mean, I guess I should have seen Glenn Danzig there sitting there reading Wolverine and said, hey, I should check that out because I like him and I want to see what he's into. But I never really associated that type of stuff. Like, I would always listen to musicians for music suggestions because I'm a music geek. Like, I am such a hardcore music geek. Like, if somebody I respect musically recommends a band for me to listen to, then I would listen to them. If somebody whose taste I respect, if somebody like I can have like some sort of a music geek connection with says, hey, you should check this out, then I will. But yeah, like I never really like, because I was not like, I hid the fact that I like Star Trek, but I was like way more into Star Trek than Star Wars as a kid too. Speaking of, I got the next one loaded up. Keep going.
Well, I was saying about now, like I said, they were lamenting. They're saying now, oh, well, we need to put comics back in the 7-Elevens. I'm like, yeah, you should have never took them out.
Hell, but the only comics I was really big in were Lady Death, Lobo, and X-Men. See, and I was such a lame, like, I'll take a shot at myself. I liked the Archie stuff from the 60s because I liked looking at the ads in the back, and I liked the culture changes. And I liked the time capsule into that sort of, like, the love-in eras. And I loved those. Because the 50s were, like, too malt shop corny for me. But then I also loved all the EC horror reprints that were coming out. Like, I was reading all those. Glenn tried the whole 90s to get the rights from Marvel so he could be Wolverine on screen. He should have been. That would have been a good casting choice. He's not that great at acting, but he was going to get chat.
One of the stories I heard was that they wanted him to be Wolverine, but he couldn't act.
Yeah.
And the second choice...
I hate saying that. He's so cool. I love him so much. But no, he's not the best actor.
Yeah. And the second choice was Russell Crowe, but he had a scheduling conflict.
Russell Crowe would have been bad.
He was making Gladiator.
They could have just toned down dialogue, though. He didn't have to say a lot.
So Hugh Jackman was the third in line.
Should have been Glenn Danzig. He at least had the build. He wasn't,
Couldn't act.
Yeah, well, he didn't need to say a whole lot of lines.
Hugh Jackman went to.
I would have watched it. I would have gone into the theater and watched him if it was Glenn Danzig. I would have been like, oh, let's watch.
First day on the set, Hugh Jackman said, "Wolverine, he's Wolverine. Well, what kind of animal is this? I'm from Australia. This is made up." So he goes, "All right." He starts growling like a wolf. He starts growling. He goes, "Director, cut! What the hell are you doing?" Growling, wolf. He goes, Wolverine. He goes, that's not what Wolverine said. He goes, well, there's no such animal. He said, next to the director, there's no such animal. Yeah, there is. Get your ass to the zoo right now. He said. So, I thought that was rather amusing.
Is Danzig short then? I think he's short enough to be Wolverine.
Probably he's my height.
Probably.
5'7", maybe.
Probably.
Wolverine's only 5'3" in the comics, but Wolverine's really my height, really.
He's 5'4"-ish. Wow.
Really?
Okay. That was a little taller than me, but maybe not. Wow.
Mel Gibson should have been Wolverine.
Mel Gibson?
Back then, you couldn't get Mel Gibson.
Yeah, he was too big. They were kind of a little more unknown. Well, because the only thing Danzig ended up being in was one of the Prophecy movies. But that was more of like, he's in it because he's really... It was like Flea being in freaking Obi-Wan, He's so into that stuff. He's so into the heaven and hell and sort of Catholic mythology stuff. Which is we ended up on High Strangeness because I know a lot about that stuff too. Not that much, but you're taller than Glam. I'm also 5'7". All right, so should we go into the next thing? Now we went off on 7 million tangents. Star Trek. So I liked Obi-Wan more than the Mandalorian. We'll just say that I liked it more than Mandalorian. I lost it more than Mandalorian. YouTube is doing a purge, probably. I'm sure they are. It's like every time you upload, it's the same bug. You know, you upload and it drops. Kurtzman Trek stinks. It does. All right, here we go. Into the Kurtzman Treks. Into the Kurtzman verse. The Kurtzman Trek. I don't even count subscribers because it's never accurate. I only think I have about 1,000 because I think they're like 60,000 of them are bots. No, really. Like I legit think like there's 60,000 bots out there. Because there's some other channels who clearly bought their viewerships. That's all I'm going to say. Strange New Worlds ruined the Gorn and my click ruined my bit. Oh, and I only got halfway. This is going to be a super long stream. We're talking Strange New Worlds. If, I'll probably upload this part separately so that the Star Trek people don't have to skip through 3 hours of shooting the crap for, to get to the Star Trek stuff. Unless they do want to watch the Obi-Wan stuff, then watch the whole stream. I'll probably leave that live too. I have no idea. Which novelist did they rip off this week? Do we know yet?
Well,
because last week, the whole reason that one was halfway watchable, according to our good friend Margaret Meyer Burnett, is that because they ripped off D.C. Fontana's Star Trek novel about the backstory of number 1, about this Vulcan lovemaking habits, and about all of these things. And yeah, that makes sense, because I knew that they couldn't make something like, wait a minute, this has characters and story, and it gets you from point A to point B to point C.
And it makes sense.
And it makes sense, sort of. But the honeymoon couldn't last long. And we got a new episode. Here's our new episode, episode 4. What's it called?
It's called
Memento Mori or something.
Yeah, Memento Mori.
Something.
When the moon hits your eye, like a big pizza pie. That's Memento Mori.
Now I want pizza. I'm hungry. I am starving. Are we going to get carnivore burgers from Carl's?
Probably.
They have a new one. It's got like prime rib, and it's a thick burger, and it's got like onion rings on it. Get mine without barbecue sauce. Yeah. Go get the coupon for it. I'll show you. She looks weird in a jumpsuit.
I wasn't clear about the terrible pain part. Maybe I wasn't clear when I said no.
Oh, this is all previously on. So, La'an Noonien Singh. She has this whole history with not liking the Gorn because they treat people like human meat bags, and they like... Here, look at this. Look at this burger. Speaking of meat bags, look at that. It's the new Primal Angus thick burger featuring prime rib and amber barbecue sauce. It looks like it has onion rings too. Then they've got the Beyond Raptor burger featuring the barbecue. I want mine without the barbecue sauce. I do not like barbecue sauce.
Well, we'll talk about that.
Yes. That's what I would like, because I'm not a barbecue sauce fan. Oh, they do have a big Carl for free though with a purchase. Carl's Jr. This is not brought to you by Carl's Jr. That's going to be a segment on his channel about trying foods. Also, who are you? Why are you here?
I'm Rob off camera.
He's Rob off camera. Because he only exists as a voice. He's not a real human.
That's Glaceon Spock.
There's Glaceon Spock.
Both my parents were...
Everybody's tragic backstory. So everybody lost somebody. Everybody's awful. We come upon Remembrance Day, where they wear a pin of the ship that they used to be on for some reason. What if this is their first assignment? What if they've never been on a ship somewhere? Why are they remembering?
La'an was on USS Puget Sound.
That sounds dumb. Pungent stench. She has clothes all over the floor. You'd think she'd keep her quarters a little neater. Is that clothes on the bed?
That's the bed.
Oh, that's the bed. That's the bed. You'd think she would keep her quarters a little neater.
But you would name it after a city or a place, specific.
Also looks very TNG instead of TOS, but
You can exact a heavy toll. As captain, there is no loss more devastating than that.
Oh yeah, so he comes over the announcement. He's like, "Hey, we all have a remembrance thing, and this and that, and everybody's wearing their little pin of who they're remembering on their little thing here." Okay, it's an interesting premise. They're really trying to feel like Star Trek.
Yeah.
The main character, there isn't a main character. They don't have a main character that does everything. they split off into teams. Like right here, we see Uhura and what's his name? The Andorian guy? Hammer, whatever his name is.
Hey, I remembered his name.
Yeah, he has a name. He's like a character. He's like a real person, almost. He actually is pretty good. He's a pretty good character, considering. Like, who wrote this character? They probably stole him from a novel. Probably. And so this whole premise is, yes, we're remembering people, and then we get a distress call.
Appears to be the problem, Captain. Phoenix 3 is not responding because the colony's communication satellite has been destroyed.
So there's a colony that they come upon, and of course they beam down, and everything's like a gory, violent scene. It's a scene.
Because it's gory and violent. It's got to be gory and violent because it's Kurtzman Trek.
Yeah, so it's like, oh no, they dragged all the bodies away, and it's all bloody and gross, and there's a blood stain everywhere. So something happened. They get tired of tragic backstory characters, don't they? Yeah, aren't they bad? Yeah, they only have one communication satellite. Yeah, that too. Alright, so the mystery is, where are the colonists? Where are the colonists? So apparently they're on a ship. Where were they hiding? Were they hiding on a ship?
They're hiding on a ship somewhere and in orbit, I think.
Yeah, so they're hiding on a ship in orbit. So old Tilly here is like, yeah, we just had to make sure you weren't, the monsters that came for us. So they try and beam all these people out. Oh, it's a mining ship. It's a mining ship.
Yeah.
They're on a mining ship now. They're transporting radioactive waste. They can't beam them out because it's radioactive and stuff. So they can't just beam them out. So they got to do it a different way or something. But then they do end up beaming them out.
No, they get the bridge.
Oh, yeah, okay. So they do end up beaming them out, and they're like, there's monsters here, What happened?
Do you see something, Fig?
The kid's name's Fig, like as in Newton. Yes, I saw monsters.
Can you give her a better hairstyle?
Lon?
Yes. Oh, my God.
She looks like a 4th grader.
It's pulled... it's, not for nothing...
They click. The monsters do clicking noises.
What monsters?
Like the Bushmen.
The ones who took Daddy.
The monsters who took Daddy. They make clicking noises like the Bushmen from The Gods Must Be Crazy.
I love that movie.
I do too. The sequel, not so much. Yes, I was named after a Newton. I'm a cookie.
It's dark. I didn't see it.
It was dark and I can't act, and I'm only here because I have freckles.
It makes noises.
They click. So they're the Bushmen from The Gods Must Be Crazy.
And this, of course, triggers a memory.
And that triggers a memory in La'an, who's trauma blocked. Here's where she gets trauma blocked, too.
I was expecting her to say that.
Well, she's trauma locked. I think we messed up.
Okay,
so she has...
incoming missile.
Here, she's trauma blocked.
It's the Gorn.
It's the Gorn! Oh no, run! It's the Gorn! Oh no! I wish I had the clip of the Gorn, the rock bouncing off of his chest. It's the Gorn! It's the Gorn! Snort. And she freezes. I can't move because I'm scared of the Gorn. So there's our new Gorn ship. How does that look? Does that look right to you guys?
Not really.
Does this look okay to you guys? So there's our Gorn ship.
But listen, Robert Meyer Burnett is right though. Why do we need to make an enemy out of it?
Yeah, they're making them all enemies instead of adversaries. It's Friday. Let there be jiggles. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
See, Botham, thank you.
Thank you. It is Friday.
Granted, you know what? They were looking around for. Here's their thinking. Oh, let's take an alien species we know very little about, so we can do anything we want with them. So, that's their thinking.
And then we get the captain's log, right?
Yeah.
The problem is
22 producers.
And then there's 22 producers. So she keeps seeing this creepy guy smiling at her.
He's got a zit on his face.
Yeah, so she keeps seeing this creepy guy smiling at her for no reason. Yeah, when are the Gorn super male vitality things, Rob?
Yeah. Just look what it's done for me. Boom.
So she's trauma blocked. I can't move. I can't move. Get to the bridge. I can't. I froze. I got trauma blocked. Is this before or after? Right here. I'm sorry, I froze. I got trauma blocked. I want the clip of that. I have to keep stopping it so it doesn't like get me for copyright here.
Well, that's probably the next episode.
No, that's here because she says I was locked. Oh yeah, so she got like blown up all the crap too.
But the guy, according to the reviewer, they actually say I'm trauma blocked in an upcoming episode.
I'll be fine. Thank you. I locked up. I forget.
I locked up.
Yeah, she says I locked up. I got trauma blocked. All right, so there's like, get to the bridge. She's like, hey, trust me. It's the Gorn. Trust me, it's the Gorn. Okay. We gotta do something because they make clicky noises and it's the Gorn and we gotta do this and that.
And they peddle supplements.
Mm-hmm. And they're as hopeless and it's so hopeless and pointless to try and do anything because they only think of us as meat bags and feed their young and we're not people to them. We're just food. So I mean they're an enemy that can't be stopped. Yeah, I don't like that they kind of make her a racist like that, but because that's so un-Star Trek, you know. I think anyway. Speaking of species that aren't well fleshed out, watch them try to use the breen, right? Oh, that'll be the next one.
Species 487.
Species 8472.
8472, whatever. You know, not for nothing, but that's even, if you think about it, that's scarier. Species 8472, it doesn't even have a name. Mm-hmm. Species 8472. Right. That is, we call them species 8472. That's terrifying. So this, not so much.
No, and so she's like, yeah, we can't win. And then he's like, hey, no, we have to make sure that people think they can win because morale. Because, you know, you tell them that they can make a miracle, and they'll make a miracle.
So, what were you at? Uhura.
Oh yeah, and meanwhile, Uhura's in there with engineering with the dude, and they're gonna have like bad stuff. The whole engineering thing's gonna explode.
Now, I like this, but it's ripped off from the TNG episode Catastrophe.
Yeah. So he has to walk her through fixing, you know, the coolant and the ship and stuff because his hands don't work. And she can fix it here. He can't. And he's like, yeah, let me guess. Our only way out is, you know, blocked. All right, then we gotta fix it. If we don't, the whole ship's gonna blow up.
An explosion of that magnitude
would consume the Enterprise in an atomic blast. Yes.
The transporters are offline.
Okay, now this is a very Star Trek-like part.
Yeah. So they're even having a briefing about what needs to happen.
They're trying to come up with solutions.
Yeah, sickbay can't synthesize stuff because power's out, so they gotta use old-fashioned stuff like stitches, which is interesting, sort of, you know.
And you know, if you're the 23rd century, why would you be trained to be able to use stitches, you know?
Right.
That's...
Well, I mean, you would. And he's like, hey, you have an interest in archaeological medicine? You should do this.
Archaeological medicine?
Yeah.
There you go.
Right there. I queued up the right line.
How could I not sewing?
There you go. Okay, you know what? All right, you know, good.
I mean, they did this. This is ripped off from Enterprise, though, where they had to figure out how to use a splint, right?
Yeah.
Or did they do it in Star Trek Continues? They just do it so many other places. Yeah, it's I've seen this all before.
They borrow so much from better places.
Argorn monsters. I don't know.
They're big lizard guys.
Yeah, they're just the big lizard guys.
Okay, now what's Leslie McGuire saying here?
So there's only one torpedo. They have one torpedo that they can't use. They can't fire. They don't have shields. They can't do anything. And and then they're in orbit near a black hole too, to make matters worse. So, we can't fight the Gorn.
They just don't live long enough to talk about it.
People have seen it, they just don't live.
Yeah, people have seen them, but they don't live long enough to talk about it.
That's their excuse for violating canon.
Yeah, so that's their excuse. It's like, no. People have seen the Gorn, they just don't live for very long. So here we get the everything sucks, and then he gives her this talking to. You kind of have to tell them that they're gonna survive this because if they don't think they can. Then they're gonna just give up and roll over and die.
Actually,
that's a pretty good Star Trek message.
Yeah,
that's like better than anything in Discovery.
Last thing we want. Discovery, they just break down crying.
Yeah, your job is about hope.
Belief can be the difference between victory and defeat. Mm-hmm. Get a crew to believe in miracles and not just getting one.
See, he's a good captain. He's playing a good, like, he's a good version of a good Star Trek captain. I wish it wasn't Pike in a prequel. You know, I really wish they would have gone forward in time. I wish they would have...
John Campion's stated Strange New Worlds is better than The Next Generation, and I'm fine with his opinion. I'm fine with his opinion. I think he's wrong, but I'm fine with his opinion.
Next guessing, which white male will get emasculated by women? Actually, not really. I mean, he doesn't get really a talking down to, does he? Because he's still in charge. But she does see this creepy-ass kid smiling at her all the time. So, this guy's good.
Tools are his mind and his hands. Can't move my
Again, this is ripped off from a TNG episode, Catastrophe.
Yeah.
Where Beverly Crusher and Geordi LaForge were stuck in the cargo bay, and there was a plasma fire they had to put out.
Mm-hmm.
They even do the same exact thing to put it out.
Yeah. So she has to get it all changed out and fixed. Meanwhile, what else is happening? Oh yeah, they gotta go and hide behind the black hole or something, right? Is that before or after?
Yeah, they have to go into the clouds surrounding the event horizon or something like that. Thanks.
Oh, this is where they're on the shuttle, right?
Captain, we're approaching critical.
No, they're not on the shuttle. Is this episode or last episode?
This
is this episode. Okay, yeah, from the trailer where he gives her the mind meld. All right, so they got to go and take a shuttle for some reason, right? Let's skip ahead to that.
Why.
I don't even remember why. This is the problem with this. Here they are. They're in the shuttle.
Puget Sound.
Why are they in
Okay,
the
it turns
shuttle?
out, and she's telling the story about the Gorn.
Oh, yeah, the Gorn are signaling each other back and forth here. So this is their Gorn ships. They're signaling each other back and forth about something.
And that's how they communicate.
That's how they communicate, is with, like, light signals.
It's kind of like when the ships in the old, they would give it the flashlight.
Yeah.
I get it. It's a very kind of old 19th century, early 20th century way of communicating, but it doesn't seem very fitting here.
Yeah.
No,
because how would they know the Gorn's language?
Something else.
So what did they go into the shuttle for? Just so he can mind meld with her? Like, what was their purpose there? Do you remember? Because he goes in and he mind melds with her. So that he knows she was, like, captured by the Gorn. She has to go and find why she keeps seeing these flashes of this creepy kid, who turns out to be her brother in her mind. So she ends up seeing...
Why is he smiling like some kind of pervert?
I don't know. Because he's creepy. So he ends up, like, he saved her life, and he said, hey, we found this code, now you get out of here, and you run, and you take the code, and you survive, because I'm going to go and be the bait. I don't know, it's the code, so she has to remember that in her mind. That's why Spock has to do a mind meld with her for some reason. So she knows how they communicate and what the flashing means and what all this stuff. It's kind of convoluted and contrived. And it's something that, like, they would be able to figure out anyway. Why are they flashing to each other? Oh, this is like when the old ships would do this and this and this and this.
Yeah.
I mean, they would have seen that anyway? I don't know. Yeah, and the shuttlecraft's way too big. It's bigger than the ship. Why is it so big?
That's the Galileo from Galileo 7.
This is the Galileo?
They said take the Galileo.
Aww, that's stupid. Okay, so that's stupid. And she's like, hey, they signal to each other now, and now I can read it.
But you notice, though, they had to tie it back to her tragic backstory.
Yeah, which is really dumb, and she didn't need it. Like, she could have just said, yeah, I have a chip on my shoulder because I'm being compared to Khan. Because I have his last name.
You couldn't change it to Smith?
So Uhura figures out how to fix it due to his help. They get all that.
Resolving too fast. We are losing our cover.
Except, oh yeah, then they figure out, okay, we're gonna hide kind of near a black hole. We're gonna basically play dead. Let's see if we can play dead and we can outrun them. And let's use this whole thing to their advantage of, oh yeah, before we get to there. Let's use this to their advantage, and we'll go hide behind the black hole since they're not going to stop chasing us. They basically think of us as food. Well, let's just lure them into a trap, and we're going to go over here and see if we can resist the black hole's gravity longer than they can. Yeah, this episode is like, okay, it was engaging and it was interesting to watch as we're watching it, but to explain it back, there's so many plot holes and contrivances. It does not hold up to scrutiny, though. But, I mean, I think we're just there, like, watching it. It's kind of an enjoyable episode. You're not going to be sitting there too much stopping, because the pacing's good, the character development's pretty decent, like with these two.
Unfortunately,
That is also true.
Oh yeah, we're in here. It's gonna vent the plasma, right in here in the room. But we're in here too. So they end up going into their little space suits.
Trust me after all.
Assuming that will still matter.
Yeah, they're in their little space suits. What else happened in this one? Oh look, chiclet controls. So they try and outrun the Gorn, right?
They're going to use the gravity of the black hole to slingshot around it.
Did they win yet? Here they go.
Yeah, there's always sparks falling.
Always. Is this before? Oh, there you go. They follow him. Is that before or after it got crushed?
After.
That's after it got crushed.
One of them fell into the gravity well.
Yeah.
Got crushed.
Oh yeah, one of them fell into the gravity well and that's the one that got crushed.
No.
It blowed up. I don't know. So it got crushed and
Take
blows
our word
up.
for it. One of them got blown up.
Yeah, it's just hard to queue up specifically here in the episode. So it gets blows up or it gets crushed, and they're like, "Hey, that was cool. That was good. We survived barely. Yay us!" And number one's got her sickbay plot where she's like, "I'm tough. I don't need stitches."
You
Give
make
them
sure
to the
you
other
give,
person.
Make sure you give the blood plasma to the other person before me, because that's what I do.
Yeah, because I'm number one and I have a death wish, and that's how it all ends.
They lost 7 people,
and they lost 7 crew members.
This is kind of a nice moment because it shows that he's a captain. He's actually doing the things that the captain should be doing.
Yeah, and
unlike Mikey Burnham, who just cries.
Yeah. So he got them all out of there alive. He didn't let them just give up and quit. So they're listening to notes. There's still a little off. It's still like, it still needs salt or something. It needs seasoning. It needs something. It needs some saucing.
It needs to be good.
It's not bad. It's just not great.
It doesn't give you any real reason to like it.
Yeah. I mean, the characters aren't really likable enough to care. I mean, like the con chick is so busy being bitter and angry at the Gorn all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's still imitation Star Trek. It's still like hover band of Star Trek.
The characters are very one-dimensional.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Besides having a tragic backstory about La'an. What do we know? She has a tragic backstory, and
she's mad about it.
Okay. What else?
And she likes strawberries.
Do you like strawberries for some reason? Oh yeah, that's it. What do we know about Data? Tell me something we know about Data.
He was an android built by
But he actually, for an android, he does have a personality. What does he do?
He's trying to be human. He's curious. He's inquisitive.
Okay.
He wants to try and emulate humanity. He studies them.
How does he do that?
By getting pets, and he paints, and he plays violin, and he tries to do things that people do. Yeah.
Okay, so there you go.
Yeah.
Lon, I'm angry.
Yeah. They're doing better giving us time with them, but yeah, we still don't really know more past their jobs.
We don't know more past their jobs or their tragic backstories.
But this is only episode 4, so I mean, how many episodes did it take to get Data?
It's going to take a while.
Other than, when we see Data, he tries to whistle.
Yeah, well, he's trying to be human.
Yeah, so there you go.
He's trying to do things humans do.
I guess she's just mad about the Gorn. I guess that is her.
Her
identity.
He bangs in the chief of security when she's drunk. That's Data.
Yeah.
How fully functional are you?
Well, that's episode 2, isn't it? Or episode 3 or something?
Yeah.
All right, so that's Strange New Worlds. This one I probably I got a score up for the taking notes from Discovery the things that I didn't like. So I think I got to give this one a 6.5. But they screwed up the Gorn, making them they're just Predator now.
Yeah. I give it a 2 Chewbacca's.
Out of what?
Out of 6.
Where'd that spoon go?
Over here. I'll get you.
No, it's fine. You can wait till I wrap then, because I was just going to snack while you were doing.
Okay. I give it
2 Chewbacca's out of what?
2 Chewbacca's.
Because this is the end of the stream anyway.
2 Chewbacca's out of 5. And there's a 6 Chewbacca for things that are so awesome that 5 cannot contain them. Mm-hmm. So 2 Chewbacca.
It's kind of mediocre.
It gets marks for being Star Trek, but it doesn't
It's very Trek-like.
It's Trek-like. It's Trek-light. That's what it is too.
Yeah,
it's
still getting like a little bit of these elements of like Discovery with being super gory.
Yeah, it's still got all the Kurtzman era trappings, which is dragging it down.
Yeah,
and it's still written by very incompetent people.
Yeah,
they're getting a lot of the aesthetic stuff. They're getting a lot of the superficial stuff kind of right, but they're not. But they're missing the boat. Like you're getting.
Where is she with mind meld here? Where is she in the mind meld? It's kind of in the middle here.
Yeah.
When she's mind melding with Spock.
Again,
she hears his. She's like, "Oh, you lost somebody too," and so he's got his little moment of, I lost my sister and blah blah blah.
But he can't talk about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, it gets there's things to like, but we've seen it done better other places.
There's a lot of, we've seen this all before. I mean, and I get, like, how much can you really do with Star Trek where you're not, because I can hear them now. They're like, oh, they're complaining when we try something different. They're complaining when they give them exactly what they've gotten. It's like, yeah, but...
Well, yeah, because it's still not good.
I mean, it's decent enough.
Did you ever play darts?
No. I'm still trying to figure out what people see in Anson Mount.
He's the most Star Trek-like character.
He's the most Star Trek-like character in this. Because, I mean, Spock isn't even that Spock-like. Yeah, he's barely even Spock-like.
My thoughts.
Yeah, I'm like, you mind melded with a Noonien Singh, and yet it didn't come up in Spacey.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it would have been irrelevant. Her last name had nothing to... It would have just been, what does that have to do with the conversation, I suppose? So if you're a Vulcan, you might think it might be logical to...
Well, anyway.
I don't know.
So anyway, like I said, they're getting aesthetic stuff right. They're getting some aesthetic stuff. They're getting some superficial stuff right. They're getting stuff around the edges right, but the meat is still off. It is like cooking a burger, and you have the sesame seed buns, but the 2 all-beef patties are...
But it's like made out of frozen meat, and it's kind of freezer burned.
It's kind of freezer burned. It's stale. It's dry.
And like the bun isn't even toasted, and it's like, okay, well, it's an edible burger, but it's not
good.
There's still so much. Like if you're paying attention to every single detail, there's gonna be so much to nitpick. There's gonna be so much, And for me, I'm like, it hurts my brain to remember every single detail of every single thing that I'm interested in, to the point where I'm like, okay, well, is this just good on its own or not, without even comparing it to the canonical? Like, because that's where we're getting with a lot of this. So, yeah, a 6.5, I would say. It's still better than Discovery. So, if your
Discovery
issue
sets a low bar, though.
Oh, yeah, if your issue with Discovery is just, like, so much part of this gender people cult of diversity, and blaming people for your problems, and everybody being a victim and all that shit, then that's your show. This one is like, we're really, really trying hard to be the Orville.
Yeah, they're trying hard to be the Orville, but they still don't know why we like the Orville.
Yeah, they still aren't quite getting why we like the Orville. It's brighter, it's got more character development, it's still going to be, I think the Gorn are still going to be like the enemy of the week, or in the background.
I would like to see
an
actual character moment out of An. Show her painting, show her playing violin, show her playing a harpsichord, show her on the holodeck fishing, or whatever, show her doing something other than just being pissed off and angry.
Yeah, because if her whole character is just, I'm angry at the Gorn.
You know why we like Anson Mount Pike? Because we've seen him do other stuff besides being a captain. He rides a horse.
He likes old movies.
He cooks.
He's got a thing with some other captain chick.
Yeah. So we know.
Does she have a boyfriend? Does she have a girlfriend? Does she, make her gay? Who cares, right? Why not? Why not make her gay? Make her interested in the they-themsmen chick. I don't know. All these retcons make Spock look really bad for keeping so many secrets. Yeah. Well, and she even says, "Oh, you lost your sister."
The Orville Star Trek spirit. They know what they're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
fans.
like
They're fans.
Yeah, it's like if the burger chain you love you know, sells out to somebody else, and then they open up another one, and then you're like, oh, well, this is the same owners. These are the same people who made the burgers I liked. So that's why we go to the Orville, because it's the same people.
There was actually there talk about there was actually something about that on How I Met Your Mother. The guy had his first week in New York. He had the best burger he ever had, and he was looking for it. And then he thought he found it, and he's like, "Nah, it's still not right." Oh yeah, that's the place over on 39th. This is modeled after this place. So it was all a facsimile, but it wasn't the same. So it's just not the same. It's just not the same. You know why? Because it's not the same. So. Orville is also fully staffed with Trek writers. Yeah,
that's why that's good, because it's got the original people making it. The people who made Voyager are making the Orville. I like Voyager. I like the Orville. I mean,
the people who like you said, Robert Meyer Burnett, and we keep going back to him. He said, if you're a fan of Star Trek, if you walk into their offices and tell them you're a fan of Star Trek, they won't hire you. I'm like, but don't you need someone who loves Star Trek to do this?
Yeah. So I think that's really about all we can drag out of this one, huh? Is that a good place to wrap? About 30 minutes on that and about 2 hours on the other.
You need to love a Star Trek.
I gotta eat something. I'm getting starving already, so I have so much to do with packing and moving and all these things. So thank you guys so much. I might do another stream tonight. I don't know.
I might have the Obi-Wan trailer ready.
We're gonna try and get the Obi-Wan trailer if I can. If not, it'll be sometime. I'm moving soon, so I still have so much to pack and get done. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I will put up the Strange New Worlds separately, just for people who don't want to go through the whole stream, and I'll probably trim out the first whatever. We'll see. Or I'll upload them separately. Who knows? So thank you guys so much for hanging out. We will see you on to the next video, live stream, or wherever. Bye!
Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!